You wanna start it off?
Yeah, sure. Let me fucking just reach deep inside myself and summon like an intro to the podcast. Welcome to the Locacacast, the only show on the internet where all the Rokakakas are spelled with an L. Today I'm joined by my friend Chris.
Hello.
And there he is. We're gonna be talking about chapter 96 of Jojolion. Chris, when did you get into Jojolion? Like, what was the current chapter at?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't remember.
Sorry to make you summon obscure knowledge on a moment's notice.
Oh my god.
But, like, didn't
I
you
don't
say
know.
it was somewhere around, like, the Damo chapters? So, like, 50-something?
No, it wasn't. I think it was actually like, Approaching Objects was the current chapter.
Wait.
It was the current arc. The Yagiyama?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, yeah, you're correct. Because I remember that's sort of about where Jojolion was when I finished part 7. And I read the beginning of it, and then I was like, oh, no, I'll save this part for another time. I came back to it years later. But after finishing part 7 in, like, 2016, I was like going on to the next one, and that sounds about right. They were on like chapter like 20 or 30 or something, like in the garden with Yotsuyu, which, by the way, fucking send somebody up on a ladder to change the sign. Days without reference to Yotsuyu Yagiyama, 0. We cannot go one podcast.
Well, while they're up there, they can also change the sign days without getting everything wrong in our predictions, 0.
Oh, dude, fucking how could you say such a thing? We had a legendarily historical moment this last podcast where for the first time we were almost a little bit right about something. I mean, not totally, but your breakdown...
I was mostly right.
Yeah, you were pretty right. Other than that you just got it backwards, your page breakdown of the chapter was exactly correct.
So let's start by reviewing what exactly my predictions were last podcast.
Yeah.
Last podcast, I said that we would have 15 pages of the continuation of what's going on at the Higashikata estate, followed by the rest of the chapter being a Mamazuku chapter. So it wasn't exactly that. What happened was we got 20 pages thereabouts of Mamazuku, followed by 20 pages of what's going on at the Higashikata estate.
Yeah, it was almost a perfect, like, just exactly backwards. But it was exactly those two things.
But while we're at it, I also thought that Kyo Nijimura would be the one to get Yasuho out of her plight. And it wasn't.
Yeah, it still isn't. Still no Kyo. I'm disappointed on the lack of Kyo. But I can see that moves are being made, you know? Like, they're building up Toru as somebody even more important. I'm excited to see what happens with him.
All I can say is, since Kyo has been absent and doing nothing for so long, when Araki finally brings her in, it better be spectacular. It better be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, all he really needs to do is to just reveal that there was some reason she was standing in the background all the time. You know? Like, she wanted to keep out of sight. She was waiting for her moment. Whatever. You don't have to fucking play your masterful hand all at once, Araki. You can keep the cards close to your chest. But one day, I expect you to play that card, you know? Like, Kyo Nijimura, because you have shown me to her in the story, or you've shown her to me through the story, that's a piece on the board in my brain. And I feel like you're betraying your readers a little bit when you just put pieces on the board that aren't going to do anything, just taking up space in people's heads for no reason. And I think Araki is better at writing than that. Like, his writing is ridiculous sometimes, but it's always got, like, a sense of, like, you know, nobody else could have wrote that. Like, oh wow, this only could have come from his brain.
sometimes it's better. Sometimes he can't come up with a way to defeat King Crimson without making the most broken stand in existence. But hey, this is
Yeah.
Jojolion we're talking about. So let's talk about Jojolion. Where did you want to start in the chapter?
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, let's start off right at the beginning. So we've got these damn. All right. So first of all, the chapter cover and the Ultra Jump cover for this month, very cool. This is a reference to shit. What's it fucking called? Chris, fill the dead air for 1 second. I've got to find information.
Okay, we are filling dead air now.
You're filling it,
So
dude.
I'm looking at the chapter cover now. And yeah, I don't know what this is a reference to, but we got lots of head doctors, and they're all looks like they're raining from the sky.
Yeah, I found it. I'm pulling up the image. I'm pulling up the information. Thank you for filling that air for me. So there's a French, or no, he's not French. He's Belgian. He's like a painter and he's a photographer, and his name is René Magritte. Have you heard of him? He's made several like
Nope.
famous photographs of the 20th century. He's a contemporary. Oh God. Hello?
Okay, that was weird.
Yeah, that was super weird. I'm so sorry.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I went on my phone to go look
Yeah.
up this picture, and I accidentally fucked up Discord. But look, this guy's name is René Magritte. Do you notice anything about this photograph?
Yeah, it's raining men. Hallelujah.
Yeah, and he's the head doctor. He's a little man with a bowler hat and a cane, and he walks around and he falls from the sky a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So aesthetically, this is the reference for the head doctor. You know, like the man in bowler hat standing suspended in the sky. Like sort of like that imagery is a reference to this Belgian artist René Magritte. So when cool, where I gotta go to the end of the chapter. You know the people who translate and typeset Jojolion? This guy right here, cool02010. He is on Twitter, and if you follow him, then he will update you the very second the fucking JoJo scanlations are out each month. But the point is, this month, as soon as the chapter was out, he said, "Everyone, please read Jojolion. It has an evil karmic backlash entity in it that looks like René Magritte." And I was like, wow. Like, what a selling point. Yeah. But,
Cool.
in terms of discussing the opening page, that's what I wanted to bring up. I found the reference.
I'm glad you knew what that visual reference was, because I did not know what we were going to talk about for like 42 minutes when we do the volume cover appreciation section later.
Yeah, we're going to have a little art gallery section, and we're going to go through all the volume covers. But, like, should we go through the Ultra Jump covers, too? Because, like, I don't know. So that's a lot of covers.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
All right, so the chapter recap. Fucking, we open on Mamazuku in prison, and I love these like establishing panels, where it's just like, it almost looks like rusty and decrepit in the way that like a big concrete building that's for prison, like it's not for show, it's not for tourism, it's not for guests, it's just for keeping people in. It's got a very like kind of realistic like city, like worn down look to it, and I really like it. Araki's a genius. I like his art. I like his environments. It's always cool, like in part 5 when he draws like the crazy architecture in Italy. It's like, you set that there just to draw that, didn't you, you motherfucker? Anyway, so Rai Mamazuku plays 4D chess, and he's a chess master, and he makes the ultimate move, which is unraveling himself and hiding in this guy's butthole. And it's pretty incredible. What I don't understand is how the head doctor's calamity ability is happening to this guy when he doesn't even know or give a shit about the head doctor.
Well, Mamazuku makes him give a shit, basically. He starts freaking him out, and so that he wants to know more. And then that's when he starts, stabbing himself.
Are you sure? I mean, yes, I agree. That is what happens. But, like, when we first show up on the damn because the guy is like yelling to himself with his face down on the floor, like, Mamazuku, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep. Are you sure that when we come in already, like, he's not already under the effects of it?
No, I think he's just insane, to be quite honest.
Okay, possibly.
He's deranged.
I mean, because we go further in the story, and it's like, oh, this guy is like a pedophile child murderer, and Mamazuku's like taunting him with his own murder weapon.
Like the entire time that we see him on screen, or on panel rather, is he acts like this. So I think that's just how he is.
True.
But he's not under the effects until like the potato starts bursting into magnets, or like
into magnets,
or like he starts stabbing himself. Sorry, maggots. I said maggots.
That was so funny. I'm sorry. I couldn't let it go. I had to bring it up. Yes, I agree with you. But, like, the way that he is, it seems like Mamazuku has been bothering him and making him experience the curse of the Head Doctor for, like, a while. But, I don't know. It's possible he's just been talking his ear off, and then once he starts telling him the Head Doctor things, then he, hurts himself. But I'm not sure. He's always got his back facing you, da-da-da. Yeah, so Mamazuku goes up and tries to just get a look at him. So, dude, I don't know even what to say. This is just casting, like, more doubt and more uncertainty on how the Head Doctor's ability works. Because now it's like, you can't even, like...
Ironically, it seems like this is Araki's attempt to clarify it more, to show that Mamazuku is figuring stuff out.
Yeah, and he's doing it in that Araki-like way where he's taking, like, small steps forward and, like, slowly quantifying it, you know?
And, repeating information several times.
Yeah, repeating information several times and revising it slightly each time. That's the way that Araki likes to show characters figuring things out. He's repeating things and revising them until they're, like, shorter and make more sense. Yeah. I don't know. This whole fucking, because before, it seemed like sometimes it's okay to look at his back, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you only get attacked by the ability if you see his face. Sometimes it's only if you're, like, thinking about it.
And like the effects, don't forget about the effects. Like,
yeah.
Earlier we see the rain becomes like bullets.
Yeah.
You know?
What the hell?
When they're trying to chase him down. But here we see glass shards from a broken bulb raining down on Mamazuku, and they don't do much damage.
Yeah, no. Yeah, literally. That's a good point. Remember when he said they were trying to make a summary of the ability, and he said the damage will be exaggerated? Not really. Like, what the hell? The damage was hardly exaggerated at all.
Well, I mean, it's a little exaggerated, but not to the degree
not
that the rain
nearly
was.
To the point of a cigarette butt coming at you with the force of a bullet and puncturing a hole in your fucking hand. It's a cigarette butt. I wonder if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have much else to talk about with these opening chapters, other than, or not these opening chapters, these opening Mamazuku pages, other than, yep, Head Doctor Stand Still is confusing, guys.
It's ironic we went for this and then so little happened.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what I do want to point out that is very cool that I do like? Mamazuku's fingers. If you look at this stretch of manga here, Araki's not always consistent with it, but these panels that Mamazuku is in here today, here and now, Araki remembered. On his left fucking hand, he only has a thumb and then 4 little, like, cut off immediately, no knuckle, nub fingers. And so, you know, on the opening panel where he's got his arms crossed, he's got no fingers. And then later he's got no fingers. You know, he only uses his right hand. His left hand has just been chopped, bro. He actually picks up the phone and puts it to his ear with his left hand for a second, but you can see he's just using the little nubbins. I don't know, he's just using the nubbins, bro. But yeah, it's really cool. I like that level of consistency. Like when he re-ravels himself in the ambulance and he's doing that cool JoJo pose with his leg.
I would expect him to be consistent with injuries, like in this series, like where we've established there's no way to heal them other than to get yourself rocked.
Yeah, but like, it still is the fucking JoJo Araki thing of, you know, sometimes an injury is like permanent and needs attention, and sometimes an injury that's like way worse is just like, walk it off, bro.
The early parts were really bad about this. I think he like hand waved it by saying, "Oh, Hamon breathers can just heal really fast."
Yeah, because the whole thing where Will Zappelli fucking punches him in the chest and restructures his breathing airways and shit, gives him Hamon. That shit be crazy. But yeah, Mamazuku's got no fingers. I really like that.
Is that it for Mamazuku?
Yeah, I mean, I've like already paged through all the Mamazuku pages to the very end. I mean, his fingers, I wanted to bring that up because that's very cool. Because I've seen him in other chapters before, like where it looks like he has some, and I'm like, Araki, I'm about to say the words. You forgot. You drew his fucking fingers, you maniac. And you know what, actually? Like, he could easily just say, like, yeah, because Rai is a ribbon person, when he needs to use his left hand, he just unravels, like, some of his butt cheek and just gives himself more fingers. You know? Like, you have an easy out for this. But instead, he's just like, I don't know. He just does whatever he wants. I love it. Anyway, so from the Mamazuku chapters onward into the future, from Mamazuku pages, rather, we get back to the fucking household. So, what do you think is the significance of the head doctor being next to the cars and looking directly at Yasuo? Is there any significance to that, do you think? Is there any importance to seeing his face or not?
I wouldn't know. Hold on, when was that?
In chapter 94, when Yasuo first gets dropped in the toilet, there's a part where the head doctor's on top of the wall, and then he turns around at her a little bit, and she gets scared and falls off the wall and loses her arm. And then there's this whole shit with Mitsuba, and she accidentally blows up the wall, and the fruit is revealed. So is it in 95 then? Let's see. Yeah, it is in 95. So check it out. Do you think there is some significance to Yasuo seeing the head doctor in this way and seeing his face? Or is it just like, you know, the head doctor is appearing before her just like he's appearing before everyone? It's on chapter fucking 95, page 12 and 13. It's a double page spread. And Yasuo is lying on the ground with no arm. She just lost it. And the head doctor's like sitting on the hood of one of the cars in the garage. You know what's funny?
Chapter 95. I'm looking at page 13 on chapter 95. I don't see him.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's earlier. Maybe it's like page 8. Up here at the top it says 12:13. I don't know why. Page 8, page 9. Because it kind of looks like maybe she sees more of his face than a normal exchange with the head doctor requires. That sentence was all fucked up. An exchange. I mean like an interaction with him. I don't know. But I feel like this could be totally misplaced, but I feel like maybe that's the real head doctor. like the actual person, if there is one, because he like, it's just that we keep cutting back to this specific one sitting on top of the car, and he's the only one who seems to be like moving at a reasonable pace for an extremely old man. So I think this possibly could be the real actual person, the Head Doctor, because like in the span of a whole chapter, he goes from like, right there to like slightly slowly moving off the hood and ambling away down the side. I don't know. We just keep cutting back to him. I feel like there's some sort of importance on him.
Like, I'm not 100% sure that he's a real person at all.
But he must have been, because we saw him give that conference. So even if this one is not a real person, because clearly he can fucking walk into the TV screen and on, like, mirrors and shit, he's obviously, like, a stand. He's got some sort of... He travels through reflections, like Hanged Man. This stand has so many abilities.
And they're also poorly defined.
Yeah, but there must be a real person, the Head Doctor, somewhere, somehow. Oh, well, hey, fucking...
It harkens back to early Star Platinum when it could do everything.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of liked that, though. That reminded me of how, you know... I mean, I guess it was harder to write JoJo back then, because you just had to come up with, like, new crazy shit on the fly. You know? Like Joseph, right? Joseph doesn't have any one specific power. He has a general power, which is just being tricky and crazy, you know? And in order to make that work for the story, Araki has to like come up with new ways for Joseph to trick people and do stuff. I guess that is his pre-established power. But like... You know, Jotaro having a stand that's ability is like really wide in application makes him similar to Jonathan and Joseph, who had like somewhat specific powers, Hamon, but they were always like, you know, they were always sort of like wild cards, and they could just pull something out of their ass and all of a sudden win the battle based on that.
It's not so much that it's wide in application. It's that like Star Platinum's abilities early on were actually fairly inconsistently defined, you know?
Yeah,
it's a
true.
close range power type, but it can also go like out of the cell and a long distance away to bring him shit.
Yeah, indeed. Although, I think the explanation for that, I mean, if fucking anybody even wants one or cares about one, but I think, you know how the range of a stand is its effective range? You know, like if your stand is 2 meters, you can still have him punch someone who's 2.5 meters away. It's just not going to be strong. You know? You will have like spent your stand's energy getting it to move that extra bit, and it'll just be like a weak like human punch. You know, fucking like the further away from you your stand is, the weaker its attacks become. That's what they fucking said in part 3. So when Jotaro's like right up against something and he punches Star Platinum, it's closer to him. It gets more energy.
A distance of 0.5 meters in that situation is pretty much negligible in
I agree.
Manga and anime.
But I'm saying
you can fudge distances a lot with something like JoJo.
If you were to try and go like real hardcore stand science on it, I would say that like the effective range for attacking being 2 meters doesn't necessarily mean the effective range for like making your stand go over there and pick something up is also 2 meters. It could possibly be a couple more. You know, he could have been getting things through that little hole.
It is. In some, okay, no. You remember the end of part 4 when Kira was like 5 meters away from Jotaro or something, and he's like, "I'm not gonna make it."
Yeah. Or Jotaro he was 5 meters away from Kira, and he didn't have time to time stop.
They do that as like a hard rule, like your stand cannot exist past this distance sometimes.
Yeah, true. They do treat it as a hard rule. It's like, hey, my arm's not long enough, I can't punch him. Like, my range is just not enough. Yeah, well, fucking, I don't know. Who knows? But
back to the Head
the
Doctor.
range on this Head Doctor shit, am I right?
Oh my god.
The range on this ridiculous fast stand. Dude, so we're pretty much in agreement that this is definitely two abilities working in conjunction, right?
Probably.
Probably. We don't know in what capacity.
Although Toru getting involved to potentially save Yasuho makes me doubt that a little now.
You know what though? Because to Yasuo, it's like she's calling her rescuer. But to Toru, like I wanna go and move over to the chapter, and I wanna go to the page Toru comes in. It's right fucking here. There it is. So it's when she gets her phone back and she's calling on the phone. And she's like, oh, I connected to someone. Help me, Toru. Whatever. On the next page, it shows him eating that sandwich. And he's acting real casual. Like, yeah, I can hear you, Yasuo. What's up? But this first panel up here. Go to page fucking 25/26. The double page spread where Toru eats that burger. Look in the top
where
right.
He looks like he's got like the Head Doctor's eyes.
Not necessarily. He just looks like he has dead, like vacant eyes. Like he just has like a glassy, like distant look. It looks very cold. And also
like the Head Doctor.
Yeah, true. But I was gonna say, like, if you were trying to communicate the feeling of this character just through manga, that's not the right way to start that sentence. But like,
he's kind of creepy.
Yeah, Araki wouldn't cut to him just like blankly and plainly without some sort of thing like that to set like the tone of the cutaway. So because he drew like sort of a dark, weird thing like that, I think that gives us a little hint on like how to read this situation and Toru. To me, I read that as he picks up the phone and he has to like steel himself and like turn off his emotions and put up the act in order to make this, in order to make the plan go down well, right? Because like, let's say the Head Doctor literally is his stand. He already knows that Yasuo's there and that her life is in danger, but he's like playing it calm as if he doesn't, and he's an outside person. He's not involved. So that's like him putting on the mask.
Do you think the Head Doctor is his stand, or do you think he's just working with the Head Doctor?
At this point, the Head Doctor definitely is someone's stand. The Head Doctor is either Toru's stand or the Head Doctor's stand. And one of the Head Doctors is a real person.
What about the stand that looks like Toru?
The
one that attacked Josuke in the stairwell.
Oh, you mean this one?
And Josuke and Rai in the back of the car.
Indeed. Well, what I say to that, good sir, is this. I have to show people this GIF. You know the one I'm talking about?
Probably.
Yeah, there it is. It's very cool. Check it out. Anyways, so ask me that question again. I forgot what the point of the conversation was.
Sorry, you roboted out there.
Sorry. What were we talking about a second ago? Toru's stand on the staircase?
Stand. I don't know whose stand it is.
Right.
Could be anybody's stand.
So that
Maybe the Head Doctor's stand.
That stand with the eyes, with like the sun eyes and the long head and the arm blades. I have no idea, man. I can't say that my guess has changed substantially since last time. My guess is still that that's Toru's stand, and that the Head Doctor is a real person, but his stand allows him to make like duplicate copies of himself that fucking bring misfortune for some reason. And they can also fucking just like go on windows and screens and shit. Well, that might be a result of them being copies and being fakes, not real. I don't know, but if you were to ask me, gun to my head, how does it shake out? Whose stands are these, motherfucker? Tell us right now. I would say the stand with the arm blades belongs to Toru, and the head doctor is a real person and a stand user.
Yeah, visually, that makes sense.
The copies of him are as a result of his stand. Maybe all his stand does is create illusions of himself that people see, and Toru's stand is the one causing misfortune. I don't know what the breakdown is, what the division of labor is, but I know for a fucking fact these stands are working together. There's no way it would be just one stand. There's too many, like, things happening for there to just be one stand. Like, how could one stand justifiably have all these abilities?
In a previous episode, I postulated that, like, Toru's stand is a range enhancer.
Mm-hmm,
Do you think maybe Toru's stand is the one actually creating the duplicates, and the head doctor stand is a passive ability?
I don't know. Possibly. I mean, I feel like even if, like, one stand is still doing all the stuff, like, as we understand it, and the other one just extends the range, that's still like they're working in tandem. But for me, for my money, I feel like it'd be more interesting if, like, one stand allows you to make weird, like, illusory duplicates of yourself, and then the other stand gives you, like, calamities and karmic punishment, but it can only fucking do it if the person catches sight of you or something. So he applies this to the other guy. I just think it would be cool if at the end of this arc, we had some sort of sense of, like, you know, it's like a math problem. Like, oh, this times this, you multiply these two stands together, and you get this devastating effect. I would like to be able to, like, see the math at the end. Like, oh, so his stand does this, this, and this, and his stand does this and this. So together, they were that whole craziness that we just endured. I get it now. I'd like to have that feeling at the end. So I hope they tell us exactly what the stands do and how they're interacting and assisting each other. But yeah. I think Toru and the head doctor are both stand users. I don't know how... If you really believed that the head doctor was Toru's stand, then who the fuck is the arm blade stand gonna be? I don't know.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. Can we talk about how weird it is that Toru has, like, teddy bears, like, stapled to the jacket arms? To, like, the arms of his jacket?
Well, you know, that's just JoJo.
But it's like it's like, you know, you can accessorize, but he's doing
Araki
like the...
likes drawing weird fashion.
Okay. I agree.
He was probably thinking, oh yes, bearskin.
Yeah,
How can I make this weird?
It looks like the thing that truckers do, where they put, like, a teddy bear or a stuffed animal on the front of their fucking automobile, and then it just gets, like, damaged and dirty over the years. It's like it's like, I don't know, it gives me, like, a psychopath vibe. Like, he found and skinned a teddy bear alive and just, like, flayed it and then left its fucking skin on his thing. I know teddy bears are made of cotton.
Yeah, those living teddy bears.
Yeah, those pesky little guys. But it gives me the feeling like he skinned and killed one. He's a weird fucking guy, that Toru. Anyway, so here we go. Moving on to the next page. Oh shit, dude! Something that I wanted, because the phone is here. Joubin's stomping on the phone, and Joshu is sweating, and he's sad. But
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before we leave this page, I was gonna say, you know how I was saying I was interpreting that that dark little panel up there of him with the blank, dead, empty eyes as, like, him putting on the mask so he can talk to Yasuo, so she doesn't know that he knows that she's already there, like, getting brutally murdered and trying to get the fruit and shit. So he's, like, preparing to put up the lie. And then I think something else that is that is corroborated by this is that she says, "Don't call an ambulance. There's a way to heal these injuries." Well, maybe I want to get my hands on it. And then he says, "Heal?" with a question mark, and it's like, okay, I think that's a little too.
Okay.
I feel like when he says, "Oh, heal," you say?
It's possible.
I think he fucking knows about the
on
fruit.
His way to kill her.
I feel like he knows about the fruit, and he'll just show up there and he'll kill her if he needs to in order to get away with all the fruit. But like, I think he knows about the fruit already, and he's putting up like there's some way to heal your injuries. That's quite strange.
So I might still be right about Kyo getting Yasuho.
That would be fucking sick. That would be excellent. I would love that. Speaking of... Because,
like, what other players do we have left? Toru's evil. For sure.
Toru's certainly evil. 100%.
Josuke and Mamazuku aren't even, like, anywhere near the Higashikata estate. So who else do we have in the running to save Yasuho? It's Kyo. It's gotta be Kyo.
It's gotta be, man. Dude. Unless it's Joshu. I mean... We've seen him, like, start to come into his own a little bit.
Could be Joshu.
Dude, I have something I want to bring up, which I was not able to bring up on last episode because I am stupid. And I just forgot. But last episode, it was so relevant. It was, like, the most pertinent that it's ever been. I was watching a Jojolion theory video by this guy, Aeon Star. And Aeon Star's videos are phenomenal. He's really great. Go check him out. He's one of the only good JoJo tubers, in my opinion. Aeon Star had a video where he has his chapter review / discussion videos are called like Unearthing Jojolion Chapter 95. And in that, he goes through like the bit where it's implied Joshu kicked the phone over near the outlet, and he's like. He goes through it and he's like, and we get this one panel of Joshu's feet, which is like the smoking gun, so we know he kicked the thing over the outlet. And then so we know he kicked the phone over the outlet. And look at the way Joubin's looking at him. It was definitely him. He saved Yasuo. Do you know what this means? And there's like confetti sounds and like a champagne bottle popping. And he says, "It's legal to be a Joshu fan now, boys. Pop the champagne. It's finally legal. Joshu has finally done one thing to redeem himself. It's legal to be a Joshu fan now, boys."
That's funny.
And dude, like, look at the way they draw him now. Like, Araki isn't even giving that much, he's not trying to make him look that ugly. He's not giving that much prominence to, like, his side bald spots or anything. You know, like when he draws Joshu now, this is what he looks like. Decent looking JoJo character. Decent looking guy. Like he's wearing a stupid little bow tie still, but that's fine. Like, compare
his haircut still looks stupid. Let's be real.
I agree. But literally, like, now it just looks like he has a bowl cut. Compare this to when he was introduced. You know that legendary panel of him where he's looking forward and he just looks like, duh! You know, he's fucking just like, Araki drew his eyes really far apart and shit. You know the panel I'm talking about. I'm looking it up. I will send it to you.
Let me go all the way back to chapter 1.
Well, no, you don't need to. I have it right here. I'm finding it. It's my favorite, dude. It's so funny. Where is it? Oh, man. Well, I have found it, but it's not fucking doing anything, bruh. I can't, like... Okay, I found some truly incredible shit. Dude. Open image in new tab. Alright, give me just 1 second. I have found it all. I've found it all for us.
Wow, he looked way different.
Yeah, he looked disgusting.
He looked way different.
Yeah, he looked horrible. Look at him. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about,
no,
man?
that's not what I was looking at. I was looking at his very first appearance.
Oh, yeah. Well, show me that. I was looking for that, but I couldn't find it on
Hold
short
on.
notice. I posted this.
I'm sending it to you now.
I'll send you something while I'm at it. This is something I just came across. I really liked it. Oh, yeah, in his first appearance. He does not even bald at the sides. He's just got like weird little shaved side hair.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah, super weird. I forgot about this completely. You're right. But I love this little image here. Joju at the breakfast table.
This is the design we'll never see in the anime in like
Never.
70 years.
Never. We have to add 5 years to that every time we say that estimate. When we finally get that anime.
It's so inconsistent at this point. We might actually start going backwards.
But anyway, I like the way Joshu looks now. He's a cute boy. You know, they made his face a little bit more rounded. They made him less ugly. Hey, what do you think about this? You know, at the beginning of Part 8, it sort of looks like Joshu is going to be the brojo, and the story is going to be about, like, Josuke and Joshu, and they have to work together even though they don't like each other, and, like, shit like that. Like, do you remember at the beginning of the story? Norisuke lets Josuke have Joshu's room, and he fucking makes him take him to school, and he's like, be nice to him. And then Joubin, during the beetle battle, is like, cheer for Josuke, be on his side. I like it when people are cheering against me. It makes it feel better when I win. You know, like, the story is trying to put Josuke and Joshu together a lot at the beginning. And then it seems like Araki just gives up, like, forget about it, I'll just make Mamazuku the brojo. Which is sad.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see more brojo. Why am I about
Joshu is about as close to a literal brojo as we've ever gotten.
Yeah. Although this is actually really cool. This is something we haven't seen in a JoJo part before. A three-way like trio between like Jo-bros. Because think about it. Like, of course, Josuke is the JoJo of this part. But, you know, Joshu and Joubin are Joes in their own right. They're not JoJos. They don't have a second Jo. But they're Joes. And so, you know, if they give, I don't know. I just want some more stuff. Norisuke is a Jo. You're right. He's a JoJo.
A JoJo.
You're right. I didn't even realize that. Right, you are. But, yeah, I just want some more Joshu, Joubin, Josuke stuff. That stuff's really good. There's been very little of it, and I really liked it. Because it's sort of like, do you remember back in part 1, like the conflict between Jonathan and Dio? Like, adopted brother versus whatever the hell, normal sibling. I feel like we're getting that here with Joshu and Josuke, but instead of like starting out close and growing apart, it's about like he has to accept his adopted brother Josuke and you know, stand alongside him against their other family member who has turned completely evil. I like it. It's very cool. It continues to give me the feeling. Go ahead.
Just gonna check because I will check in because I won't notice until editing. Do you have the layout back up?
Mm-hmm. I have it up.
Because this has been a habit where like when you take images from the Discord chat and post them, you sometimes forget to put the layout back up.
Indeed, I know. Bad habit. But this time I just hovered my finger over window capture and I turned it off and then back on immediately. So we're good. We're set.
Got it. New tech.
New tech. We've got that don't even leave the button tech, because then you'll forget to press it back on. Anyways, but
where were we?
Oh, I was saying Jonathan and Dio is like the opposite of Joshu and Josuke, where he's an adopted brother, but they have to put their differences aside and become friends. it continues to give me the feeling of like part 8 and part 7. Everything since the part 7 Renaissance has been like Araki like remixing JoJo, basically, like taking like concepts and doing them in new ways and recycling and making things new. Very cool. It's a remix. It's a Jonathan and Dio type beat. Freestyle over it. Yeah. Anyway, so I think Toru is definitely a villain. I think Joshu is definitely a bro, and he's going to become more and more of a hero as the part goes on. You know, for every character in JoJo who sucks and is annoying and boring, or not boring, but like, for every character who, like, on purpose sucks and is annoying, like fucking Shigechi, there's always, like, a huge payoff, you know? Like, the initial Shigechi stuff, like their fight with him and they're stealing the money and doing the lotto tickets, all of that is, like, a little, like... I mean, it's a fun fight, but it's like, ugh, this little fat kid they're friends with is so annoying. Like, I can't wait for them to be doing something else. And then, once he is, like, brutally murdered and taken away from you and his parents forever, you're like, oh, I kind of like the little guy. What with the little spikes on his head and shit. So, you know, what I'm saying is, in JoJo, there's always a payoff. And they make you feel that way about a character, so later you feel bad about it. Like, oh man, I can't remember I hated them. I miss them already. So there's going to be a big payoff for Joshu, because he's been a dumb fucking idiot the whole part. And we're starting to see that with the kick in the phone. That was badass. What else to cover from this chapter?
Let's see. Well, after Yasuho, it cuts over to the family, right? So we're talking about Joshu. We're talking about. I had something. So you remember that crazy fan theory? I know. I have to break the rule that we said about no talking about Flashback Man.
Oh boy. Okay.
You remember that crazy fan theory about how Flashback Man is actually a fusion of Joubin and Norisuke?
Yeah, I brought this up because I thought he looked like a younger, more like I don't know, more like smooth and suave Norisuke, which is sort of like what Joubin would look like if he grew his hair out.
Well, do you remember what happens when you feed
oh Christ,
the fruit to a corpse and then it gets buried near you?
Sweet Lord, dude. Say it ain't so. That's fucking crazy. Did you really just say that to me? Oh my god! Do you think he's gonna fuse with him on purpose or by accident?
Maybe he's thinking about, grabbing that stand ability to use for himself.
Hey man, can you hear the fucking gardening happening right outside my window?
I can totally hear it, yeah.
Okay, well, that sucks ass. And also, yeah, that sucks. That's not going to be fun to listen to on the recording.
Well,
and also, I was supposed to dip out for about 45 minutes to an hour at noon, which is happening right about now. So I think I actually might need to take that break right about now to go fulfill an obligation.
Yeah.
But after that, we can come back
to this after.
And we'll pick up from right here about Flashback Man being possibly a crazy fusion type deal. And what else are we talking about? Flashback Man, fusion, Joshu, fusing on purpose or by accident. I thought there was one more thing to leave off on. Oh yeah, so we'll come back and we'll talk about that, and then we'll do the fucking art appreciation gallery, and we'll do all that.
Yeah, all right.
We'll be right back after these messages.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
今月のジョジョリオンも面白えな、ジョスケ。またスカートかよ、こら。
やべえぞ奥安。荒木先生の最新画集が出るらしいぜ。
何？
画集のタイトルはジョジョベラーだぜ。
これは最新のイラスト集にヒストリーブックか？ さらに最新版スタンド辞典の3冊を豪華ボックスに収納すか。
グレートですよこいつは。
予約しに行かなきゃよ。しゃあ。
All right.
And we're back.
And we are back. I had to take a short recess, tend to a family matter. It would have been shorter, but my dad had to take a fat-ass phone call during it. And I was like, well, I can't go back to Chris and just podcast for 30 minutes and then stop again. So it took a minute. But we're back.
No, that would have been nonsense.
Yeah, that would have been nonsense. I mean, how much ground would we really cover? So no, yeah, we're coming back. We have the time. We're going to attack it. So where were we?
Before we went on break,
Uh-huh.
I brought up the crazy fan theory that Flashback Man was a Norisuke and Joubin fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually seems viable at this point.
It kind of does, because think about it. The things that were used to create the Josuke fusion were the new Rokakaka, which we have now. We have a different version of it. It wasn't quite ripe, the Josefumi and Kira one. I think if it had ripened, it would have turned into one of these like tomato-looking things, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that transformation is supposed to work, but it wasn't quite ripe. But it was the new Rokakaka, which no one has had since. And it was also the ground, the ground affected by the Holy Corpse, the equivalent exchange, the walleyes. Yeah. So, fucking 2 dudes injured. New Rokakaka, sacred ground. Go ahead.
If you'll look at page 31, where we see like a clear view of the tree as it's.
Mm-hmm.
We can see one fruit that is almost ready, and another one that's sort of lagging behind.
Yeah.
But I believe that smaller fruit may be viable enough to create the fusion between Joubin and Norisuke. These are like end game predictions here, right? So
yeah.
I think he's going to fuse with Norisuke, and then we're going to have the big climactic battle at the end, which is going to end with him, getting buried in the ground to heal Tsurugi, and then Holly gets the other fruit.
Wait, so time out a second. So does this mean my theory is correct, and Joubin will take on the name Norisuke V after fusing with him? Because that would be really sick. That'd be really fitting, because he literally is the new Norisuke in more ways than one. And at that point, Norisuke's personality will have fused into him somewhat, so maybe he'll be able to make that decision.
I don't know. Maybe. This is like too next level for me almost. We're
Possibly.
dealing with theories that like this might be where we're going, or we might be going in a completely different direction from this. But I just thought you should be made aware of hey, this theory, maybe it's not as crazy as it seems.
Yeah, I remember we brought it up on an episode a few back, and we pretty easily dismissed it. But
I think it might have been like last episode, actually, maybe.
Possibly. I think it could have been on the inaugural episode because we did so much Flashback Man discussion.
No. It was episode 2.
You could be right.
That was when we established, okay, no more Flashback Man talk. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah. Well, I sort of said that as a joke. I was like, you know what? Fuck Flashback Man. Let's stop talking about him.
Because I think it was during the comments and corrections section, right? We were responding to a comment that the Flashback Man was a Damo Tamaki original design.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Man, oh man. I'm trying to find that quote that I always talk about, that I bring up every time we talk about the fruits. The quote where fucking Kira says you need to eat 120 grams of the fruit, about 2/3 of a fully grown fruit, in order to have an exchange. I'm trying to find that because, it's important. I keep citing it. I should show you the panel. But I'm trying to find it right now. I'm paging through the damn flashback chapter. He's describing the Rokakaka. He says it can heal injuries, whatever. He explains grafting, the fruit, and then his jaw falls off. Okay, so yeah. Hey, you know the baseball pitcher who eats the fruit and his jaw turns into rock?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember if they talk about him any other time before the flashback begins? Because I can't find where they talk about that. I know it exists. Oh, maybe it's right here.
Sorry, which flashback?
Oh, the Josefumi and Kira flashback.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, well, give me 2 more minutes here to search. I know I can find it. It should be right fucking here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I found the panel. Okay, so basically we can just cut into here, or whatever you want. You can use whatever amount of dialogue. Doesn't matter. But I have found the panel that I've been talking all this time about. The legendary 125 grams panel. Boom. There it is. Check that out, Chris. So, 2/3 of a fruit is enough for an equivalent exchange. You see how the light is bursting out from it there, dividing it into thirds, into 2/3? That extra 1/3 of the fruit, you actually don't need to eat. Yeah. So, if you had 4 fruits, right? Or actually, if you had 3, then you could cut out... Actually, if you just had 2, you would have to have 3. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. If you
isn't this data on the old fruit?
That's true, but I can see no reason why the new Rokakaka wouldn't function by the same rules, if not better. Maybe there's an exchange with even less fruit.
What I'm saying is this reflects the old fruit.
True, but the new fruit is born from the flesh of the old fruit. It's a plant that was transplanted.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that the new fruit would probably actually have less needed.
Yeah, possibly. I agree.
In the flashback with Kira and Josefumi, he didn't actually feed that much of the fruit to Kira, and that caused the exchange.
I disagree. I think he feeds him both fucking fruits. He feeds him a little bit, and it heals some of his injuries, but then you remember he lifts his body up to see underneath him, and he sees that he's totally dead, he's got all shrapnel in him, and he cries, and then he puts the Rokakaka in the bubbles with soft and wet, and he feeds him to him like that. Yeah, because he says, please just eat it, just 1 fruit. 1 will be enough. It'll be fine. And he gives that to him, and he doesn't heal enough. And then he's like, oh, okay, fuck it, whatever. And he pulls the other one off the branch. He has him eat that too.
Well, this actually might be a good point to segue into what you were wanting to discuss when we got back. Because I don't recall when Joubin hinted that Norisuke wasn't dead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was another thing. Getting back to, the actual chapter that we're talking about, the situation with Joubin and Norisuke in the body bag. There is a panel this chapter, and a lot of people are saying, Joubin is, literally, I went on 4chan after this chapter came out, which is a mistake. No one should ever do that. But I did. Because I just wanted to see what the new chapter discussion threads for JoJo are like. I wanted to peep the spicy memes. I wanted to see what the flavor of discussion was like over on that website. And people who are anti-Joubin heads were saying things like,
"Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. No. I see the exact
Okay, gotcha. So about. I don't have to.
It's on page 31. Everything is going to go fine, and then this will be over. We're a family and everything. Some unfortunate things may have happened here, but we won't be letting Dad die. So that actually ties back into what I was saying earlier about, hey, maybe he will fuse with Norisuke.
Fucking maybe. But do you think Joubin would willingly fuse with Norisuke? Because that doesn't seem to be his plan right now. Do you think they're going to accidentally fuse? Do you think fusion is just going to, like, happen by fate, by chance? Do you think they don't know about the effects? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think it's too early to think about, like, the logistics of this, because we only have, like, one and a third fruit right now.
True. Well, motherfucker, we actually have 4, but Joshu has 2 of them in his fucking pockets. I guarantee it. Literally, there were 4 last chapter at the end. There were 4 sitting there on the damn ground. Or no, sorry, it was the chapter before that, the end of 94. There's huge fruit number 1, medium-sized fruit number 2, 3rd baby fruit that's still on the plant, and 4th baby fruit that's fallen completely off. Now, I don't know where those baby ones went, or maybe the medium one and a baby one are gone, and maybe only one baby and one huge are left.
The baby ones barely count because, like I said, even this, like, second fruit here is, like, not a full fruit. That's like a third of a fruit, maybe.
Definitely.
Like a third of the mass you need.
I completely agree with you in that I don't think one baby fruit on its own is going to be worth anything, but I think that they are going to be like tokens of opportunity that characters hold on to, because, like, let's say, you know, somebody else has a full Rokakaka fruit, they eat 2/3 of it, and they have that 1/3 left over, and you already have a baby fruit, which is about 1/3. You know, you're like, this is my moment. Finally, this useless baby fruit will be useful. I think there might be some element like that, of people assuming the baby fruits are not going to be able to do anything, and then holding on to them becomes a sticking point. Otherwise, it'll just be weird that they disappeared and were never mentioned again. I like to think Joshu's got one in his pockets, and he's going to try and feed it to Yasuo, but it won't be enough. And we'll have drama over that. Who knows? Maybe it will be enough. Maybe the baby fruits do something. But what I wanted to say was, in relation to the Joubin... I was on the 4chan threads, right. I didn't finish saying this. People who are, like, anti-Joubin, who think Joubin's, like, a stupid character and, like, don't think he's that cool, are like, Joubin heads, you guys said your character was a great villain because of the last chapter. In this chapter, he says he didn't even kill Norisuke, so all that meant nothing. Why'd he burst into tears? Joubin's a shit character. And I'm like, dude, he's manipulating them. Norisuke's dead.
Those people are idiots.
Yeah. Norisuke is so dead right now. The only way he is coming back is if we see a fusion. Right? Do you agree? I don't think the Rokakaka can heal a fully dead person. Like, he's dead. Joubin killed him out of panic. That emotional moment still stands. And now he's lying to his siblings to cushion the blow and get them to help him still.
Here's the problem, though.
Mm-hmm.
You said it took, like, 2 fruits to initiate the fusion between Josuke, or not, between Josefumi and Kira, who was actually and truly dead.
Yes, he was completely and truly dead, and as we were just reading from the Wu Tomiki chapters, the Rokakaka can only heal, like, 1 injury at a time, you know? And he was on the boat when it exploded. He was injured, like, he had internal bleeding, and he had shrapnel in the back of his head and all this shit. So he fed him a whole fruit, and it wasn't enough to cure all his injuries. And then he fed him another one, and he still did not come back to life. The best that you could hope for was that his physical body was healed, and that his, like, cells and nutrients and stand powers and personality and shit were, like, equivalently exchanged a little bit with Josefumi.
So
the best you could hope for was a fusion.
So similarly, Speed King has rocked Norisuke. Like, he's like he did the thing where, like, he explodes the blood vessels in the head and you know, causes you to stroke out.
Yeah.
And like, he did it so hard that his hand fell off.
Yeah. Well, he put his hand up next to his neck, and I think it was just like the Speed King effect, like, because he put his wrist and hand in near proximity, it started not speeding up, lol, heating up his wrist and hand to the point where it just, like, melted and popped right off and exploded. Little Speed King blood explosion.
So like that injury like says to me that like if Norisuke is truly dead, there is not enough fruit to facilitate a fusion and cure Tsurugi.
Yeah, much less cure Tsurugi, Holly, and Yasuo. I mean, what we want is we want the good end.
Holly and Yasuho are irrelevant to Joubin's plan. I'm just talking about Joubin's plan right now.
Oh, for sure.
So
I was like, I agree with you on Joubin's plan. I just zoomed out a little bit and I was looking at like where are the fruits gonna go? Where do we want them to go? As like someone who's rooting for Josuke, the audience, you know.
So like he's got 1 1/3 fruit. He's got Tsurugi to cure, and that's priority 1. But he's also trying to manipulate his family right now. And if Norisuke was actually truly dead, that would be extremely difficult for him to swing on top of the Tsurugi thing.
And I actually think Norisuke is completely fucking dead, and Joubin's just buying himself like a few hours, like because literally all he needs is the time until the harvest. Like he's just buying time until the harvest, until Tsurugi can be fully cured, and until yada yada yada. You know, until well actually. I don't know what his long-term plans are. Like, has he already had the idea to have Dia wipe everyone's memories?
We started this with whether we think if a fusion is going to occur, if it's going to be intentional or accidental.
I don't think Joubin would fuse with Norisuke willingly.
I, for the record, think that it would be intentional at this point. He's like. Think about what King Nothing does as a stand. It tracks down people by scent.
Oh God. Oh sweet Jesus, no.
So I think what he wants right now is to eliminate all threats.
Oh sweet Lord above, no. Are you telling me he's gonna have fucking King Nothing tracks you down by your smell, latches onto you, heats you up, kills you? This is fucking horrible. He's gonna he's gonna literally make sheer heart attack at home. Homemade sheer heart attack. Just fuse with your dad.
Well,
just add water.
You know, it's like when he made that oxygen from the sodium chlorate.
That was fucking badass. The poor Tom fight is Joubin's best showing in the whole part, in my opinion. Like,
you know what? I actually like while we're on the topic of best fights in the series, I actually, and this is going to sound controversial, I think that Josuke's best fight is California Kingbed.
Really?
It is the best use of his stand. It is the best and most creative use of his stand.
You know what?
Date.
I vibe with that. I fuck with that. I know what you're saying, because that's when he was still using plundering all the time. Like, he takes the sound of the fridge opening, he takes the sound of the switch, he does some other stuff. Quite cool. I do like it. It's not my favorite fight in the part,
anyway.
But I see where you're coming from. It's a good underdog choice.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh, what I love about
Joubin is a do-it-yourself kind of guy.
Yeah, Joubin in the poor Tom fight is easily my favorite, like, Joubin fight in the part. I mean, what have you got to compare it to? Versus Josuke, Beetle Tendency, and then versus Ojiro?
Nothing.
Pretty much, that's it.
Okay, well, yeah, Beetle Tendency, yeah.
Beetle Tendency and Ojiro...
Ojiro wasn't even a fight, really.
Yeah, but it was a big moment for Joubin where he encountered an enemy stand user and defeated/killed them. So I count it as a fight. Even a one-sided curb stomp is a fight.
Even if you counted it as a fight, that's probably his worst fight in the part then.
Well, I mean, it looks like he gets...
Beetle Tendency is a very strong second to poor Tom.
Yeah. I mean, I like fucking versus Ojiro. I liked that a lot. I felt like Ojiro came back out of nowhere, and suddenly Joubin took a much harder villain turn than we had seen him take thus far. Because, like, before that, you know, he was working with the Damo group, but also, like, the poor Tom fight shows us that, like, he's not that important to their organization. Because Tom just plays him like a fiddle, like a pawn. And he's just going to kill everyone in the estate and then search for the branch on his own time, you know? Just take it slow. And, Yeah, that's cool as hell. And so Joubin gets like backstabbed by the rock humans, basically, the people he was working for. And he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go out on my own and I'm just going to brutally play everyone at the same time. And I love the moment in that fight where, the Paper Moon King just lands on the branch, lands on Josuke's head, lands on poor Tom's head, and then just flutters away. And then fucking after the fight, it's that frame of that panel of Joubin holding Tsurugi in his arms, and they're like leaning out and they're doing a big pose, and he's holding the branch, and it says, "We defeated everyone." It's so sick. That's one of my favorite. It's like such a great father-son fucking like we just played everyone so hard moment. It's great.
So while we're on the topic of Joubin versus poor Tom, you recall what was it? Kira versus Stray Cat from Part 4, and how that was the villain fight that like like almost every part has a fight in the middle of the part where it's like the main villain against another stand user, not on the good guy side.
Right, and it's to power the villain up. It's to show the villain's strength against another lesser villain. Just jobbing somebody. Like Diavolo versus Doppio versus Risotto. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or hey, you know what? This probably counts. What about Weather Report versus Poochie? Weather's an enemy at that point.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead with what you're saying.
Oh, hold on. Valentine versus
Diego and Hot Pants.
Hot Pants.
Yeah, that's such a great fight, dude. That has one of the coolest JoJo moments ever, which is when Valentine comes back from the other universe with 4 Valentines. There's 3 Valentines, and Hot Pants has disguised Diego as one, and they're just 4 Valentines standing there looking at each other like, that's so cool. What a JoJo moment. That's badass.
I think poor Tom is probably Joubin's stray cat, basically.
Yes, if he hadn't gotten such a much clearer stray cat in the form of Ojiro later. But I think Joubin gets multiple.
Yeah, I guess.
Joubin is somebody who's like on a third party on his own team the whole time. So he gets multiple.
Ojiro doesn't really get a chance to be much of a threat in that case, though.
Why don't you like that fight? I thought that was really gripping. When he fucking closed the window on him and Tsurugi, I was like, oh god! Like, I knew there was some way they were going to get out of it, but I was like, holy shit, that looks really bad. Ojiro just stomped these fools. Because he just comes in and he knows himself. He has matured, and he knows how to just use his stand really well.
I don't remember much about that fight. I remember Ojiro sneaking in, grabbing the fruit, getting out, and then Joubin going and hunting him down and killing him like a bitch. So.
Oh, dude, it's cool as hell. This fight starts with Ojiro like trying to corner Tsurugi on like a cliff, and Tsurugi does some sort of weird Paper Moon King thing where it makes him think the cliff is way further than it is, and he almost falls off. But he touches Tsurugi on the hand, and Tsurugi runs home panicked. And then she wakes up on the couch, which is weird. Like, she doesn't remember going to sleep, but she wakes up on the couch and got an iPhone in her hands. And she's like, oh, hey, Papa, because Joubin is there. And then they talk for a second, and then she's like, wait a second, I have a phone in my hands, and it's on FaceTime. And there's somebody on the other end listening. I didn't do this. I didn't call this person. And Joubin's like, stop right now. Don't say anything. We are under fucking attack. Let me handle this. And, yeah. It's a cool start to the fight, and then the ending, Joubin doesn't even hunt him down and kill him. He just, ahead of time, puts the Speed King juice, puts the Speed King heat on the money in his wallet, because he knows this guy's a piece of shit, and he's going to try and pickpocket him once he thinks he's dead. So he just lets him walk away and take out the money to get a cab, and he just fucking kills him remotely. He doesn't even, activate it. He doesn't even know when or where it happened. He just knows this guy's going to go for my wallet. It's some Kira shit. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly Kira in the Sheer Heart Attack arc.
And I also love, Ojiro has the air of a mature stand user about him. Like, when he's about to kill Joubin, he's like, oh, one more thing. One more last bit of unfinished business. just to make sure that, I'm going to kill you anyway, but just to make sure of it, why don't you go ahead and bring your stand out and let me look at it for a second. Show me what it does. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. What if you have a stand that lets you come back from the dead? Just take your stand out. Let me look at it. It's very cool. It's like what Polnareff does in Part 5. He's a matured stand user.
I think the problem is it just wasn't all that memorable for me. It was. I don't know. It was like different a thing strokes. That happened, but I remember even back when poor Tom was like the new arc, like people were building it up like, oh man, this is Joubin's Stray Cat.
Well, for me, I was reading the story. It was basically already at the Head Doctor arc, like when I caught up. I think it was at chapter 91, 92. 91 or 92, yeah. But anyway, when you read the part back, it felt like a big event. Like I was really excited when Joubin got his own fight again, because I loved him so much in the poor Tom fight. And also, it's like, we have... let me go through this shit. We have... whatever. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
So,
what comes right before that Joubin fight?
With that... Before Ojiro or before Port
Right before Ojiro. So what's chapter 86? Oh, it's already the Head Doctor stuff, man. I can't believe we've been having Head Doctor shit go on for that long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, because you have The Wonder of You, Your Miraculous Love, and then Ojiro Returns, Part 1. So, the Head Doctor stuff...
Understand how...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm starting to understand how monthly readers felt about D4C.
Yeah, but even then, D4C was like their final battle, so it was at least dope as hell, something coming out every month. I mean, we have something really interesting and really cool that I'm excited to read every month, but you know what arc we're in? We're not in D4C, we're not in Killer Queen Bites the Dust, and we're not in any kind of finishing arc. You know what we're in? You know what this is right now in Part 8? We are in the Silver Chariot Requiem fight of Part 8. The body swapping fight.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I feel you.
It's a long and really drawn out battle where the stand is just doing some absolutely crazy stuff, and it has that feeling of this is our last stop before the ending, before we really get into the finish.
Silver Chariot Requiem is somewhat unique in that it's not the final battle, but it pretty much is.
The final battle is going on during it.
What really happens? What really happens after Silver Chariot Requiem is defeated? Giorno gets the arrow. He awakens his own Requiem, and then Diavolo just gets trashed, and then we have the epilogue.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Araki wrote himself into a corner so hard that he literally could not find anything else to write about in the Giorno versus Diavolo, Giorno epilogue. He was just well, fuck it, I'm gonna have to do a flashback, because nothing else can happen now. It's over.
I feel like maybe there could have been a better way to write the final battle against Diavolo. You have... what stands do you have at your disposal? You have you have Gold Experience, you have Sex Pistols, and you have what's Spice Girl?
Yeah.
Right. So I feel like between the three of them, they could have come up with a plan to maybe delay their attacks or something.
I don't know.
So that he can't see all the way through them.
But I'm sure we would have lost at least one more. Mista or Trish would have died, or Polnareff in the Turtle. So I think that Araki was I've already killed so many of this part's characters, we just need to let them have a W and go home happy. Because Mista, Trish, Giorno is really the perfect little section of the group to survive. Because Mista and Trish kind of pair off nicely. They're cute together. And it's kind of cool to imagine, like, Mista as Giorno's right-hand man, like, enforcer. And then Trish as, like, Mista's hot mob wife. And Giorno as gang boss. You know, I don't know where Abacchio and Narancia and Fugo and Bruno would fit into all that. I like who we ended up with. I think if there was more
Bruno
fight...
wouldn't fit in at all.
Yeah, no.
Bruno would have been in charge of the gang.
Yeah, no. That's why he needs to die, in order to let Giorno take his place as main boy of the team. It's too bad the part ends so soon. And we never get any fucking future update on Giorno. Literally, that's my favorite part of any JoJo part, dude. You don't understand. The part at the beginning of part 2, where they say, like, yeah, the boat, the girl, the little infant girl that Erina grabbed from the boat is not her child. That was just some kid who was crying and she saved it from the boat. And then she has her kid later. That's George Joestar II. That's fucking Elizabeth Joestar. But then they grow up and she's Lisa, whatever the fuck. And then in part 3, they talk about how Joseph grew old and became a real estate mogul and married Susie Q and shit. And then in part 4.
When I was first.
And then in part 5.
When I was first watching.
And then they never do an epilogue like that for Giorno, is my point. Like, they do one for Johnny fucking Joestar in part 8, but we never get an update on Giorno. Josuke neither.
When I was first through JoJo, like, back when I was watching the original anime.
Mm-hmm. The 1993
OVA,
one?
But like,
oh, no, you mean
no.
The first season of the 2012 anime.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like when it was called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, etc. Like, I actually thought, because she saved, like, that stranger's baby on the boat, I thought that baby was Joseph. I thought Joseph wasn't related to Jonathan at all.
Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. How would he have a birthmark then?
Yeah, that would be crazy. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad there was more to it.
That'd be like some Josephumi shit. Just random stars on shoulders, man. Anyways, fucking, this is our Silver Chariot Requiem arc. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, maybe not Joseph, because, like, he wouldn't be old enough for that.
Yeah,
anyway,
no.
Or he would be too old for that.
There's a big gap there, but I could see how you would get that if you were, like, I don't know, you could miss, like, 1 second of subtitles and just be thrown off. That's what's hard about dubbed anime. Or subbed anime, sorry.
I didn't know Erina was pregnant. I don't think it was mentioned.
I don't think so at the time. Yeah, no, until they show the photo with when young Joseph is having dinner with Granny Erina, and she shows him the photo of, like, her and Speedwagon and Strizo, who's holding Elizabeth, and then she's holding young George II, and he's like, "Oh, I get it now."
You mean Straitso?
Yeah, correct. I just said it how it was spelled. I know he's Dyer in Straits. I know he's the Straits to Dyer's Dyer. Do you like Dire Straits, the band? They're great.
They're all right.
Do you like Money for Nothing, at least?
The one that I listen to a lot because my dad likes it is
Sultans of Swing?
Brothers in Arms.
Oh, Brothers in Arms.
Sultans of Swing, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, Sultans of Swing.
Of course. I have Brothers in Arms on cassette, my dude. I listen to it in my car because my CD player has been broken the whole time I've had the car, so I'm strictly cassettes and then Bluetooth phone audio. So I have the future and the past. I don't have CDs. But yeah, another great song from Brothers in Arms, Ride Across the River. That's a good one. I like listening to that driving around. Good, just vibing, driving music. But anyways, can you fucking believe that the Head Doctor arc has been going on since chapter number 83, the new Locacacast? That's the one where we get the flash forward.
Well,
and we get the end of that Wu Tomiki shit, and we get Norisuke in the body bag. And then we get Tsurugi possibly putting that other kid in the gate.
Well, like I said, the D4C went on for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, this is the length of this has the length of the D4C arc, but I think it has the not quite the final battle, but really important shit to set up the finale is happening quality of the Silver Chariot Requiem arc. And then also I think it has the confusion. You know, because a lot of Silver Chariot Requiem at the beginning is just figuring out what the fuck is happening.
It's so unusual. It's so unusual. It doesn't feel like Jojolion has had as many fights as like other parts.
I feel like it's been nothing but fights, wall to wall, and like each fight takes a different form. But like, you know how in some series, let's say Jojolion was like an hour-long TV show. If it was a different format,
I get it. There's a lot of fighting that goes on, but there aren't as many discrete fights. You know?
Yes, the fights are longer and there are fewer of them.
Every arc lasts an eternity.
I agree with you completely. But the thing I wanted to say was like, so you know how in a TV show, if we had like an hour-long TV show, like a serialized drama, and it's like you got 10 episodes in a season and you're trying to like do an arc with your characters, right? So let's say 10 episodes is like the whole of Jojolion. I know that would never fit, but just think about it this way. So in a normal episode of this show, you would have like fucking, you would cut in and you would do your opener, your stinger, whatever the hook is for the episode. Maybe like a Moriocho radio or like a showing the enemy stand user for a minute doing some spooky shit by himself before he encounters the heroes and the plot is incited. But then you would have like your opening song, and then you would just fucking like fade in on the Higashikata household and what's happening there, and you would check in with every character and see where they are, and you would get like a little bit of development, like you would, the person, Joshu said this at breakfast this morning, which is like contrary, it contrasts with what he said before. Oh, his character is developing, okay, cool. And then, the plot would get introduced. Josuke would be like, oh, an enemy stand to fight. And then he would go there and then have the fight. And then 10 minutes before the end of the episode, the fight would resolve. And then we play out like the epilogue. And then he fucking does whatever he does. Maybe Yasuo saved him. Maybe it's the Blue Hawaii arc, And then we get credits. And then we get another one the next episode. But Jojolion is not structured like that. When there's a fight going on, Josuke is somewhere doing something. And, like, it could take chapters on chapters on chapters. But, like, we're not going to cut back to Joshu until, like, he has a fight to participate in. We're not going to give him any screen time or advance his character until Milagro Man. Because we're just too busy.
Or, fish sausages.
Yeah. We're using that page count on the Josuke fight. We don't have any spare pages to cut to other characters and give them, like, little bits of development. Like, Hato got no development until Vitamin C, until she brings home Tamaki Damo, and then she gets a ton in that fight. So what I'm saying is, Jojolion doesn't have a very wide focus. It has a really narrow focus. Like, it's in this place doing this thing, and it's like chapters and chapters of that. It's really detailed, and the fights are really good, and I love them. But, like, the things that get brought up there, they don't make it easy for you. You have to make the connections yourself. Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it's not structured like other things.
Well, I mean, it's not like they'll cut back to Jotaro in the middle of Josuke having a fight or something,
Well, except to fucking show you that Jotaro can't distinguish between the rain and Josuke screaming.
Well, yeah, but like that's the same sausages with Joshu.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
But that's not really any different from like other JoJo parts.
Oh yeah, I agree. I'm saying like the story is told through the fights. Like we don't have any time to spare. Fucking, it's just like go go go. And Jojolion, in the more recent times, we've had a lot of like cutting back and forth from person to person, like since this Head Doctor arc started. But for a long time it would be like, maybe you won't see a character for a long, long time, and then suddenly they're really important. It's not like we have them in the background, like keeping them in people's minds.
It actually does feel like Jojolion has more downtime compared to other parts. Like,
well, yeah, you have stuff like
even with this chapter, like what's going on right now? Oh, like we're dealing with the fallout from Norisuke's death. Meanwhile, what's Yasuho doing? Oh, she's dying over there. Okay. What about Mamazuko? Oh, he's just breaking out of prison. Yeah. There's not really a big fight going on right now.
Well, everyone is still under attack. I mean, nobody had any additional calamities occur. Or actually, you know what? That could bring us into talking about... Well, I want to go ahead and talk about Joubin at the end of the chapter when he punches that thing that's coming towards them underneath the sheets. But I feel like I didn't really make my point.
I think we should probably get into that, actually.
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. Let me see if I can finish and round off my point about Jojolion. Let me see if I can make it better, because I feel like I didn't really articulate myself well. It's like... You know... what am I trying to say? I don't want to just, like, compare it to other shows and movies and shit. But you know how, like, you know, other times a show or a movie might feel the need to remind the audience of something that's going to be important again later. Araki doesn't do that. He just says it the first time, like 30 chapters ago, and he just leaves it to you to make the connection on your own. And I like that. It's big boy literature, this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You gotta unravel the text yourself.
This is a thinking man's manga.
Yeah, a manga for the thinking man. A thinking man's battle shonen. Or a battle seinen, actually, now. But yeah, anyway, I don't really know what I'm trying to say. There's, you know, the story's told mainly through fights. It's like go, go, go. Joshu doesn't get development until it's time for him to have a fight and for him to have the spotlight. Anyway, let's move over to the fucking latest chapter once again. Get back on that.
Talking about Joubin going to punch a light or something?
Yeah, so at the end of the chapter, at the end of this most recent chapter, Mitsuba freaks out and says, he's in the house! And the head doctor, like, walks right past the doorway of their room, and then he shows up on the computer screen. Oh, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. And then he shows up on the bookcase, the mirror, the windows on the bookcase, the reflection in the mirrors, the windows. And then he shows up walking to the bathroom. So he, like...
The photo for...
Yeah, and then he goes to the window and then knocks over the thing, goes to the photo frame, and the photo frame onto the bed. And then once he gets in underneath the covers of the bed, there's some sort of, like, physical form rushing towards them. I didn't know he could do that. Is that a thing? Like, what do you think that fucking is? Is it literally him? Because it looks like there's a hand and a bowler hat.
I didn't know that was a thing either, actually. To be honest, this page 41 is a little incomprehensible to me.
Page 41. Yeah, I'm right there.
Yep. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on.
I think you can sort of see...
What is that light source?
Oh, from the window above their bed. Bringing in light from the outside. I think, right? Alright, well anyways, it looks like his...
Okay, so he's about to punch the covers then.
Yeah. So he goes underneath the covers on this panel all the way to the left, and you can see like the outline of his bowler hat and a hand. So, do you think there is some physical form that he's attacking them with? Or do you think, do you think that this is just an extension of the head doctor's ability to appear in things? You know? Because he's not really in the windows of the bookshelf, the bookcase. Maybe he's in the sheets in the same way.
I think this is a long-range attack. I don't know what's really causing it to happen or where he is relative to this.
Do you think there's a physical thing causing the sheets to move, or do you think it's an effect of him being able to appear in stuff? Like, is that what it would look like? Yeah, is that what the ability would look like if you used it on sheets to make yourself appear in sheets? Who knows?
I think, like you said, it's probably likely that he's the real head doctor is actually on the Higashikata estate grounds, right?
Yeah, he could be.
Near the garage with Yasuho.
Yeah, possibly. Who knows? That's the only one that we've seen, like, move at a speed normal for an old man. Yeah, I don't know. But, this next...
actually a whole lot to talk about this chapter, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of like... It was another short one, but it's also like, Well, first of all, we were right. And second of all, there weren't that many, like, big developments this chapter. Big things that changed. Like, number one, Mamazuku is at TG University Hospital now. Number two, Yasuo has entreated Toru to come to the Higashikata estate to help her, and he's probably not going to help. Number three...
and Toru, we've been new.
Yeah, Toru is evil, we've been new. Number three, Joubin... Hey, can Joubin see the head doctor? I don't think he can even see him. Because remember, he says, what? Who is? And then she says, head doctor, he's here. He's on the other side of the bathroom wall. And he says, the bathroom wall? Like, he doesn't see anything. You know, he doesn't understand. But then he's like, Mitsuba, the head doctor? Where is he exactly? I can't see anything.
I think he's maybe, like, more confused that he could be inside the house.
But he literally says, I can't see anything. Where is he exactly? So why doesn't the head doctor appear to Joubin? That's the question. Maybe he has no relation with the head doctor. He doesn't.
Because, well,
he doesn't understand why he's important.
Like,
he doesn't want to pursue him.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the head doctor.
He has no mental fixation on him. He's not paying attention, so he's not susceptible.
So basically, what Joubin is doing right now, or what the head doctor's doing right now, is he's trying to pull a gotcha moment on Joubin and get him like affected by the stand ability again.
Well, fucking, I wonder if, because he's using the ability on the sheets, and he appears as like a bowler-hatted man surfing through the sheets, Joubin can now see him, because the sheets are clearly moving. Which is why he says, out of the way, and he attacks with Speed King.
Maybe.
Because he must be able to see something. He wouldn't just punch for no reason. But, hey, on this topic, did you watch the little Twitter video that I sent you while I was absorbed in my side activity?
You mean the fan dub?
Yeah, the little colored animatic fan dub of this page.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked for the stand rush, like they colored this page. But the one where he's saying, like, yada, 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 and he's doing the stand rush, that's, like, totally fan-drawn. It looked pretty good. Anyway, I like the music, too. It's a cool idea for a Joubin theme. Anyway, check that out. I'll put that in the description of the episode.
I'll have to splice that in or something.
Yeah, you could splice it in, whatever you want to do. I'll probably still put it in the description, though, so you can go give the guy a retweet. I know this guy, sort of. I've followed him on Twitter for a long time. He's a good JoJo account. Anyway, it was just a cool thing I wanted to share because, like, how often is it that a new chapter comes out and, like, same day or the very next day, someone's made a cool little animatic with, like, music and voices of a part of it? Like, never. So I just wanted to share that. It's pretty cool. It made the chapter feel more special. It was like a cool little animated version came out with it. Not animated, but, like, colored and moving to music. It's quite cool. Can we talk about Tsurugi's fucking terrifying visage? Her terrifying face, all cracked and eyeless. She looks like a doll, like a dead...
Where are you looking at?
On the last page.
Page 43 again?
Yeah, no, you mustn't go towards the head doctor, where Mitsuba is holding him. Holding her. Holding Tsurugi.
Yep, but hey, Tsurugi is no longer an origami crane.
That's true, but this looks worse. Tsurugi starts coughing up blood when she turns into this. This looks bad also. But, yeah, at least she's not a piece of Laffy Taffy anymore.
Do you think Araki is maybe trying to, like, course correct so that it can be closer to the flash forward?
I don't know, because she's still not cracked and bleeding in the flash forward. I think Araki has a plan and that he's really smart and that I just need to have faith in him. Because, you know, like, JoJo has never done me wrong. I mean, I have been somewhat disappointed. Like, sometimes in JoJo, I would have liked if something went a different way. I thought it might have been cooler if something else happened. But basically, Araki has never done me wrong. Like, I've never had faith in him that he just totally betrayed. Like, even the ending of Part 6, which I didn't like at first, I was like, okay, yeah, I understand why he would do that. You are a good storyteller.
I just had a thought.
Go ahead.
I just had a thought. What if the flash forward is after the final battle with Joubin?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well, because he's fucking not in it, you know? He's not in it at all. So his whereabouts are completely unaccounted for. It's Tsurugi acting on her own, dragging that body bag.
And it would explain why Tsurugi is actually healthy at that point.
Yeah. We already know.
If he did the exchange with
That was a really bad robot, but I heard you. If he did the exchange with his dad, yes. But you know what though? That means that Joubin and Norisuke definitely won't fuse because the body is still Norisuke, you know? And you can't fuse two dead people. That just wouldn't work.
Yeah, I'm just sort of shotgunning ideas here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I'm just saying,
I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
In the timeline where you're right about that, the fusion theory will definitely not be right. Like, those are probably mutually exclusive. But I would like to see that fusion, honestly. That'd be so sick.
The trick here is I guess two conflicting guesses, and the chances are that one of them will be right.
Yeah, that's why I guessed Josuke chapter when you guessed Mamazuku chapter. I could have said Mamazuku chapter as well. I was pretty sure that's what it was going to be, but I didn't want to bet the same thing as you. I wanted a scatter shot.
While we're on this, do you want to do the predictions for the next chapter right now?
Yes, I fucking do. Yes, I do. Okay, so
I think for the next chapter it can only be a Josuke chapter.
You know it, baby. It's gotta be.
Because we've caught up with Yasuho, we've caught up with the Higashikatas, we've caught up with Mamazuku. We know where Toru's going. All we gotta do is cut back to Josuke now.
Mm-hmm. And also, the place the chapter ends, let's go back and review the last few chapters, ending panels. They are like this. Since 93 we have had all amazing, or 92 we have had all amazing fucking ending panels. So it's the one where Josuke rips off his bandages and he has the rocks on his face and he says, I'll save you, I swear it. So that's 92. 93, the last one is Yasuo being dropped in the toilet and then seeing Joubin's face and realizing Joubin's the one doing this to her and she starts drowning. So the Josuke one, which was the last time we saw Josuke, except for a few pages in the very next chapter where he sits in the chair. The Josuke one is like a big moment. It's like a big conclusion to the little Josuke story he was telling about Josuke healing in the hospital, you know? But then this Yasuo in the toilet one is a cliffhanger. And then the wall explodes and everyone can see the Rokakaka plant. That's another cliffhanger. These are both people immediately are like, oh my god, what happens next? What happens right after that? I have to know. And then the next one where she says, this is a calamity, blah, 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 blah. That was kind of like a conclusion. Yasuo stops being drowned, but Tsurugi is still doing poorly. Whatever. Mitsuba says that thing, and it says to be continued at the end of 95. So that was sort of an end cap on that situation, at least for the time being. And then we go to the next chapter, and it starts on Mamazuku, because we sort of concluded the Higashikata household stuff. So we have space in the reader's minds. Because if you give people a cliffhanger, and then you go directly to something else, people will be like, ah, shit, man, I wanted to see what happened. And he usually doesn't do that. He usually, cliffhanger, and then he'll do some more in the next chapter, and maybe tab over to something else. But, we got that conclusion-type ending, which allowed us to get a cut over to Mamazuku, but then we were still, by and large, mostly interested in the Higashikata household stuff. So we went back and showed us more of that. But, yeah, I agree with you. Basically, everybody's story at this point is updated except Josuke. Josuke's the farthest one behind.
Well, that actually makes me wonder. Do you think the beginning of Joubin versus the Head Doctor is considered a cliffhanger then?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the last thing I wanted to get to. I sort of lost my train of thought at the end of there, and I petered out. But yeah, I think that this one, Joubin punching the ghost of the Head Doctor, and Mitsuba says, no, you mustn't go towards the Head Doctor. You know, it's not necessarily like a conclusion, but it's also not a cliffhanger. Like, we can just cut back to Joubin and Mitsuba, like, standing back and the smoke clearing and them seeing what was under the sheets. We can cut back to that, like, in a chapter or two. You know? Like, this situation has kind of, like, reached a new normal. Like, the previous situation is now, like, done. And this situation has reached a new, like, state that it's in. It's now Joubin and Mitsuba trying to figure out this head doctor shit, and Tsurugi dying. It's now no longer, Joubin versus the whole family with the rock fruit. But yeah, this feels like a conclusion-ish type thing to me. Like, this sort of finishes off this situation, and I think it's the right time to cut to Josuke. I feel like we're gonna get a Josuke chapter next.
I just got another aspect of what you were saying with this being this part's Silver Chariot Requiem.
Yeah.
Because everybody is fighting the same enemy right now.
Yes, exactly. And it's sort of like nobody is able to totally get their footing and like work on fighting each other or furthering their own goals. Everything is taken up by fighting this mutual enemy. Because they're so overwhelmingly powerful / so overwhelmingly switching everyone's bodies. They're getting in the way, basically. There's no time to do anything other than all band together and fight this one fucking guy and try and figure it out. It's cool. I like that.
Did you have any other predictions for the next chapter?
I think that Josuke is going to interrupt Toru from leaving the hospital. That's my bold prediction. It may not happen because, let me see.
Is Toru even at the hospital? I thought he was driving over.
Oh no, yeah, he's already in the car. We see an aerial shot of the car moving. Because we see him at the fucking, he's sitting on like a fat truck, which I thought was like the ambulance, because he's like an ambulance driver sometimes. So I thought he was at the hospital. Because, okay, so then who is Josuke waiting for at the hospital? Huh? Mamazuku now?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Just Mamazuku?
I don't know.
Wouldn't it be funny if Mamazuku finds him and he's like, Josuke, I've been looking all over for you. What are you doing sitting in this room? And he's like, I thought, I'm sorry. I actually don't know why I'm sitting in this room. I thought the head doctor would come to me. What if that's like a funny gag? Like, hey, Josuke, what'd you think you were going to accomplish? I don't think that'll happen. That's not a Rocky sense of humor, but it'd be funny.
Wait a minute. Okay, so you remember the package that Josuke sent?
Oh my god, no! I forgot! I forgot completely! Oh my god!
Okay, what if the contents of that package were the knife and the cell phone that Mamazuku now has?
Wait. How would that be? I thought he said he got it from evidence lockup. Because he has stringy arms, you know?
Oh, man.
Let me find it. I mean, dude, I literally want you to be right about this. I'm not trying to disprove you. I want to find out that you are correct. I'm looking to find evidence proving your point. Let me see. That would be much cooler. I want to know what's in the package.
I think you're probably right, though. Because it wouldn't even make sense for them to be there, right? At the hospital?
Yeah, you know what he said? He said, just now, I snuck a fully charged smartphone in here. And also a knife. A kitchen knife, to be specific. I swiped them from the evidence locker. And it's his phone. It's the fucking murderer guy's phone. No, honestly, that made me really excited for a second.
I gotta pay more attention.
That's okay. It's fucking...
We still gotta find out about the package, man.
We do! I can't believe I forgot about it. I'm not joking at all. I 100% forgot about it. It completely slipped my mind. I was no longer interested. I wasn't thinking about it at all, what could be in the package. But like, damn, I still think it's the most easy, most common solution is probably the correct one. He probably took some of the Locacacast 6251 serum that wasn't broken when he aura-aura'd everything and destroyed it all. I think he probably snuck some for himself because he knows it'll be useful to heal people. But that's just me. That's the easy guess. I don't know what else it could be.
Do you think he's gonna use the juice to heal Yasuho?
I think that Toru is going to show up and Yasuo is going to be like, oh, thank God you're here. They have the new Rokakaga right in there. Please go get one for me. And he's going to be like, thanks, bitch. And then just go walk and get the fruit and leave. And then Josuke and Mamazuku are going to arrive at the house right as Toru is leaving and be like, whoa, where the fuck do you think you're going with the fruit? You know? That would be sick. I think that has a chance of actually happening.
It's gonna be like Josuke and Okuyasu when Kira was like, "Yes, I did it. It was me, Kira."
Yeah, or like exactly the same crew, Josuke and Okuyasu, when Kira was trying to play it off like he was just a businessman who just like accidentally got hurt in a stand battle. He wasn't the actual villain. And he fucking gives himself away. He's like, go ahead, heal me, please. And Josuke's like, hey, hold on a fucking second. Why would I be able to heal you? I'm just a kid. I'm a high school student. I'm not a medical doctor. Why the fuck would you ask me that? It's so cool. I love it. That's JoJo as hell. But yeah. So we're still waiting to see on what's in the package.
Waiting to see who Josuke is meeting at the hospital.
Yeah.
Who could it be?
You know who this guy is to me? You know who this guy reminds me of? Alternate universe Angelo Katagiri. The guy who's just like a pedophile murderer at the beginning of part 4 with Aqua Necklace.
Yeah.
He's just like angry and a piece of shit, and like they talk about his crimes and they're portrayed as like unspeakable. Like you don't even get to see the photos.
He eats a dog's face so that you know he's evil.
Yeah, exactly. In Angelo's backstory, do you remember this? They talk about how like some young boys wandered off from their school and they were found later, like their bodies like horribly desecrated and chopped up and like in a river. Like Angelo's like a child rapist and murderer. And like a grandpa rapist and murderer also. So he gets both ends of the spectrum. But it's real fucked up. They really built him up as like a truly evil character very soon.
I don't think he's anybody significant. I think he's just a way for Mamazuku to get out.
Yeah. And you know what? Angelo wasn't anyone significant either. He was just a way for the guys to learn about the arrow. I'm taking a quick snapshot of this really cool frame of Mamazuku here. You've already seen it because you've read the chapter, but like look at it up close for a second here. Like when you look at just this one panel, it looks so good. Give me one sec. Check this out. The art is so fucking good in Jojolion, dude. Like just that singular frame of Mamazuku, just the shading. Yeah, the little white outline. Like he didn't even draw his braid. He just did the whole paper black and just did a little white outline. Pretty cool. I love the Araki art style in all of its forms. Hey, that's a good question. What is your favorite, like if you had to pick a part art style? And you can pick like early part 6, late part 6, you know, you can do that shit if you want.
I think I saw this on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I think my answer was like late part 5.
That's a really good one. You know what's interesting? Is that like when a part's art style changes, like early part 6 looks like late part 5, and early part 7 looks like late part 6. Like there's always a little bit of overlap where he's still developing the style change. But like the parts never look good in each other's styles. You know? Like your favorite panels from a part are never the ones that were at the beginning when it was still drawn like the previous one, you know? It's always like once it goes on for a while and it really comes into its own.
Yeah, like that flashback with Jotaro and Polnareff in part 5. It's like, ugh, I didn't want to see part 3 Jotaro looking like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love the late part 5 art style. Early part 5, Giorno's hair curls are a little weird and like the shapes of people's heads are very strange. But then he gets that solid, like, I don't know, he just starts getting the face shape really solid and the shading, and you're like, oh, this series looks great again. Like, he was a little shaky. He was on shaky ground because they were still looking like a weird, like, part 4 mutation, like a spin-off from part 4. And then it starts looking really good somewhere around the middle. I really like how part 5 looks. Me, though, for my money, I'm going to have to say, like, probably, you know what, the one part that I do have an exception on, though? I don't like late Part 6's art style as much as, like, mid and some early. Late Part 6, they started giving Jolene this really big nose and, like, really exaggerated lips. And, I mean, I like that. You know, that's all right. But she kind of looks ugly.
Part 6... Like, didn't they start making Jolene look more androgynous as Part 6 went on?
I don't think so, man. Here's a panel from the beginning.
No. Actually, I think it was her stand. I think it was Stone Free started looking more androgynous, but
right.
while Jolene started looking less.
Yeah. Yes. That is true. But, like, look at this from the beginning of Part 6.
I definitely prefer early Stone Free.
I don't know if I were to pick out, like, I don't know exactly what changed about Stone Free. Like, I get it became more sort of like effeminate looking over time.
I think it became less.
Oh.
I think it was like literally the body shape became more androgynous. The boobs weren't as well defined, and
I see. You're saying it became more like male. I see. Okay. I thought you were saying like it was initially male styled, then they made it more like effeminate over time. Honestly, yeah. I'm looking at chapter whatever. Let me pull up. I have the early Jolene that I was talking about, and then where's like late part Jolene? Yep, this is exactly what I was talking about. All right, are you ready? Look at this.
Yeah.
Early Part 6 Jolene. Late Part 6 Jolene. Just check it out. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but yes I am. I'm saying early Part 6 Jolene is more cute, and late Part 6 Jolene is more like badass. I like it. Yeah, so here's early for the stream, and late. You could see, like, how her face changed a lot. Like, the nose and the lips and, like, the eyes.
Yeah, it was getting more towards,
The nose is longer.
like that early Part 7 style.
Yeah, and the lips are more, like, wavy. They have a big dip in the middle, as opposed to just, like, the little impression of a dip. And, yeah. But, you know, he was refining his art style. He's always getting better. He's always trying new shit. And I think a lot of Stone Ocean looks really great. I just feel like he had Jolene's look nailed down, like, around the middle. And then his art style kept progressing, and then she started to look a little different, and I didn't like it as much. I still love Jolene all the way through. But,
like,
you know.
It's like upgrade. What,
fuck go back. Yeah, exactly. Fuck go back. Araki, I need you to press the fuck go back button. I feel like he nailed it in the middle, and then he kept going, and I was like, fuck, go back. That's exactly what I mean. Thank you. You nailed it. Exactly. That's more descriptive and funnier than whatever real words I was going to use. Fuck, go back. Everyone understands immediately. Everyone knows what fuck, go back means. The button.
Okay, so...
Is
that it for the chapter, you think?
I think that's it for the chapter. I think that's it for predictions. My prediction is Toru is going to roll up on the mansion, and he's going to get in, betray Yasuo, try and leave with the fruit. Mamazuku and Josuke are going to be like, where the fuck do you think you're going? And that's where the fight is going to really begin, finally. I don't know if that'll happen next chapter. We might need a chapter of, like, transit. We might need at least, like, a cutaway of transit, you know, of, like, Mamazuku and Josuke meeting up and deciding to go to the house.
Yeah, these are definitely long-term predictions.
Yeah.
Laid out.
But I hope next month is a Josuke chapter. I hope it advances the Josuke storyline in some way.
I think it will be. I think there's nowhere else we can go but back to our boy.
Yeah, like we were both saying, the fucking every storyline at this point has been updated. You know, there's nobody else to cut to. You could cut back to Mamazuku, but we just cut to him. You know, it's been several months since we saw Josuke in the flesh. So yeah, those are my predictions for the upcoming chapters. Chris, do you want to make any more specific ones for yourself, or are you good with your general?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, sweet. So then I guess that does it for this chapter discussion and these predictions. We didn't get any comments on the last episode. No comments whatsoever.
No comments.
Not a single
Wow.
comment, bro. Let's see. On episode 2, we got Young said nice, Tintin said nice, and somebody else said, I have a mashup request, and then I said, JoJo comments only. And that was it. For episode 3, we literally do not have one Oh no, yes we do! Yes we do. We do have a comment. We have a comment from our boy, Gun Troll. Gun Troll said this.
Yeah, I saw this.
He said, damn, I didn't know you guys would have an intro. He was impressed at our sick intro opening. Our intro animation. Which, of course, Gun Troll is a friend of ours from West.
Comment market is kind of slim pickings.
Yeah, definitely.
For the most part.
But, fucking Gun Troll is a member of the family. Gemboy, who's also a member of West, drew our channel art. Chris and I are both founding members of West. So yeah, this is an all in-house production, baby. We get our art in-house. It's the two of us from the group doing the podcast. And all of our fucking comments just come from our one Korean friend, Gun Troll. That's all we got around here. So if you could please watch our episode and leave us some fucking comments, you plebs. Just write something, anything in the box so that I can read it and be like, huh, that was stupid. Or, that's insightful.
Last episode, we did a pretty sick segment on the JoJo Basketball Association draft where we did teams. Zach and I did,
whole teams of basketball players. I actually told my friend Austin about that. My friend Austin has seen... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
So, if we could get some feedback on how you think that game's going to go, that'd be pretty ballin'.
Yeah, it'd be ballin', literally, as they say. Dude, literally the game is still going on because we haven't had anybody comment and tell us how they think it went. That's literally what will decide the game.
The game is forever until...
Yeah, the game is still metaphysically occurring until we get some feedback, you guys. Help these people out. Let them stop playing the game. You're going to make them play for another month?
Let them stop playing basketball.
They're fucking tired, dude. Let them rest. But no, you insist.
That was actually that was 2 weeks ago, actually, in real time.
Well, it's fucking gonna be a month by the time you hear this. Not really.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
No, maybe not.
But, we had that cool segment at the end of our other one. But, yeah, so comments and questions right now is completely cut. We're just cutting this segment because we don't fucking have any. So leave us some.
Comments and questions would be appreciated.
You jerks. Literally, I know it's not that hard. Write something. Give us a comment. We would like to say your words on the show.
I don't want to sound indignant or anything.
I do.
But
give us your fucking comments.
It shows that you care.
Yeah. And even if you don't care, just leave one and show me that you do so that we can pretend and it'll make me happy.
Leave a comment to show that you don't care.
Leave a comment and tell me that you don't care about the show. Baited. People won't be able to resist. They'll leave a comment and I'll be like, boom, gotcha, you left a comment.
900 IQ move.
Not all of us can be 4D chess masters like Rai and hide inside people's assholes. But, we do our best here on the Locacacast. Alright, so,
Okie dokie, let's bring some class back to this show.
Yeah.
Shall we?
We have
Shall we
another...
class it up?
We have a surprise segment, much like the basketball one from last month.
The surprise segment that I mentioned earlier, probably.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned there would be some art appreciation, but we gave no details. So let's give some deets, bruh.
Let us look, and I have the volume covers up as well, so you don't need to post each one.
Fuck yeah.
But let us look at these volume covers in order for Jojolion. starting with Volume 1.
Alright, so I am there. This is the one with the sort of like pink-orange background, and it has the blue, like, palm tree leaf, the palm frond coming off of it. Josuke's holding the palm tree over his head.
Yeah, this one, very classic.
Yeah.
Cover.
This is,
soft and wet behind him.
I like the composition. I like the color choices. Does Araki color these himself? I know he doesn't do the colored versions, but this looks like, you know, like actual like brush color work as opposed to digital color.
I'm not sure.
I think he does because, you know, he colors like when he does a big illustration featuring like tons of characters from different parts. He colors those himself. He does his own colors. I don't know. It's interesting it says capo on the back there, on the sign. Capo. That's the same thing that is the word for lieutenant in Passione. Also, this comes from a time...
But, yeah, just very, very straightforward.
This comes from a time in Josuke's design where apparently it was a part of his design that his underwear and undershirt said ora 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 ora. That's kind of cool. I don't know why Araki felt that would be necessary. Maybe it was to heighten the eroticism of the part. But yeah, we can actually see many chapters later, if you flash forward to the distant future.
Well, wasn't Jojolion the first entry that was seinen rather than shonen?
No, part 7. Part 7 is the first one that was like that. You know what? We see Josuke's underwear many chapters later, but it doesn't say ora ora ora. It says Jojo 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 Jo on the waistband. It says little JOs.
Wow.
Do you think that's supposed to be JoJo, or do you think that's supposed to be because he's jacking off all the time? And those are like representative of that.
No.
Don't answer that. That's not a real question. It says J-O. All right. Hey, real quick, moment of appreciation before we go forward onto the second album cover. Or not album cover. Do you have the, you know, like when you have the volume downloaded, you press right, and then it gives you a little white page that says, Hirohiko Araki, Welcome to Morio, #1, Jump Comics. And then it has a little smaller version of the cover art.
Oh, no. I'm just looking at them. I'm just looking at the volume covers on Mangadex. I'm not...
well, people will be able to see this on my screen, so I'll show it off because I think it's interesting. That's not the exact same piece of art. Araki redrew it. Like, this one is, like, painted, and it's big. This one, it's not the same thing scaled down. You can see there's little imperfections and differences. He redrew, like, the exact same pose and the exact same everything. It's incredible. He does this for every single fucking volume. Like, you can see, in this one it's like this. But, like, Yasuo's eyes are different. That's not how they really were. Hold on, am I tripping myself out? Are these ones exactly the same? Some of them aren't. Oh, disgusting. Extremely gross. Do you know that that original photo of Josuke where he has like the huge gap in his teeth and he has like the hat has a gold cord around it?
I don't...
It looks like this.
Was it on a volume cover?
No, it's right inside. They use it for like the introduction to all the characters. Hold on 1 second. Josuke Part 8. What's his early design look like with the fucking thing? Come on. Damn. I need to stop looking up so many visual aids. This is it. He looked like this.
Sorry, were you going to post that to me, or?
Yes. Yes, this is it. It's right fucking here. I've got it. So, Josuke originally looked like this. So fucking weird. This was the announcement that Jojolion was even a thing, that it was going to come out, was this right here. He looks terrible. Like, Soft and Wet is like unfinished behind him. His outfit looks weird in black. He looks terrible. I would be not happy if this was how he looked the whole part.
Well, he does still have the gap in his teeth sometimes.
Yeah, but the way they draw it in the finished manga, it's like cute almost. You know, it's endearing. He just looked stupid and bad. I didn't like it. But yeah, they covered that, they colored that, and they made it a cover of the Ultra Jump in which Jojolion launched. Why can't I get the illustration? I click on it and it takes me straight to Ultra Jump. I just want the image, please. Oh, whatever. They colored it and he was like orange and Soft and Wet was yellow like this. This would not have been a good color makeup for a main character.
Oh, that's where the terrible Eyes of Heaven colors come from.
Yup. Literally yup.
Orange Gappy and gold Soft and Wet.
Yep. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, let's get back to it. Let's move on to the second round of art appreciation for Volume 2.
The volume cover debut of Our Girl.
Of Our Girl. And by the way, I would just like to point out, you can't really see it because the Jojolion title is over her shoes and socks, but she has really cute, like, big fuzzy leg warmers on. I don't know if... Is that usually part of her design? I don't think so. She always has those?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah. She doesn't
Yeah,
use
oh,
them.
there.
She
You know
just
what?
has them
You know what it
rolled
is?
down.
They're normally colored like socks. They're colored like
that's what
white.
it is.
Yeah, they look more like leg warmers here. Anyway, but this cover is sexy, no doubt about it. Josuke doing some Giorno pose type shit.
What is your opinion? What is Gappy as a color a color scheme?
Dude, I mean, literally, like every JoJo character, he only has the vaguest suggestion of color, and you can recolor him however much you want. Like, Jotaro's outfit in Part 3 is clearly not white, you know? It could be, like, red, purple, blue, but it wouldn't be, like, orange, you know? Like, there's the suggestion of what color he could be. And I think with Gappy, it's very strongly suggested that his base color is white. Like, he's wearing a damn sailor uniform. I can't imagine him in anything else but white and blue. I mean, I agree,
but...
Go ahead.
But as a base color, I think blue is much better than orange, at least.
Oh, fucking certainly, dude. You'll get no argument from me on that one. I like White Gappy first and foremost. I think, like, you know, with some characters, for me, it's debatable. Do I like red, white, and blue Johnny more, or light blue and light pink Johnny? You know, it's a toss-up. They're both really good. But, you know what? White and blue Gappy is the only Gappy for me. I like his alternate colors on volume covers and stuff, but that's how they should make him in the anime. I will accept no substitutes. This isn't like with Pink Giorno, where I'm going to get used to him and eventually prefer him pink. This is a whole other thing. Give me Sailor Gappy or give me death.
Looking through the rest of these volume covers, it seems like they established pretty early on that Yasuho's most commonly accepted hair color is pink.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm. They nail that down pretty quick. I mean, on if we tab over to oh, one more thing before we leave the Volume 2 one. We can see that Josuke is still so early in his design. He still has those little squares on the bottom of his shirt. You know? The dotted line of squares.
Yeah, I see that.
He never has that shit anymore.
Also,
they got rid of that right quick.
They also put a cute little pink ribbon on this.
Yeah, like it's a present. Time to unwrap. It's called a present because the present is a gift. Alright, so listen. This fourth one, I don't like it.
Third one?
Oh,
third one?
You're right. This third one, I immediately don't like it. Too much green. Weird and gross. That's all I have to say. Next one.
Yasuho's hair is the wrong shade of pink.
Yasuo's hair is like straight up like lobster ass red. Like literally it's the color of fucking like Mr. Krabs. It's the color of like hard red crab shell. Her leg warmers look cute yet. Still. This is like a fan service color.
Gotta put it back in the pot.
Gotta put it in with some whites, you know? Oh hey, here it is. So he's fucking totally redrawn this cover because he has to. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like look at what's soft and wet in the volume 3 cover though.
Yeah.
I think that's adorable.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I passed that up too soon. I didn't give that the proper consideration. It's really cute. He's like, all right, so where are we going? Like Josuke's giving him a piggyback ride.
Yeah, you see Soft and Wet doing a lot of cute shit in some of these volumes.
Yeah, he's really excited.
I think there's like one where like I think there's like one where he's in the back of the car and like that's the one that people like to zoom in on and caption. I thought you said we were going to McDonald's.
Yeah. That's awesome. That reminds me of Final Fantasy 15, like a bunch of dicks just rolling around in a car on an adventure. Alright, so do you want to move on to Volume 4, which holds a special place in our hearts?
Volume 4 indeed does hold a special place in our hearts.
In our hearts, in our minds, in our fucking podcast, dude.
In our layout.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Because of the way these two Josuke's are oriented against one another, in the art for the podcast, Gemboy did not have to draw any anchors. Like both of their gold anchors are obscured. It's just two of the other sun thing. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. Like we gave him the one cover where he doesn't have to draw a single anchor. It's
weird, like also because like they're like inverted sort of their outfits.
Yeah, they're like they're mirror versions of each other. They're not wearing the same thing, they're wearing it flipped. Oh, you know what?
Was this the volume in which the first Ojiro arc was?
No, the beginning of this is already born this way.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know
what? I'm just trying to think of link the volume covers to like what's happening in the manga at the time.
Yeah, indeed. You know what is interesting though? Have you noticed this? Jeremy, our friend I Am Gemboy, go check him out. He drew this podcast art for us to use for the cast and shit, all that. He actually made one tiny mistake, one minor omission. Have you noticed it? Do you notice what I'm noticing? Because I noticed it like a little while after he finished the artwork for us, and we
I'm not looking at the art right now, but
you know what it looks like in general.
I'm looking at the volume cover. I don't see. Yeah, basically. Oh, you're talking about the hand.
Yeah, the hand touching the cheek. I'm glad you noticed because the two Josuke's are so close to each other. The far Josuke, which ended up as your character Nadeshiko, the far Josuke is sort of like reaching up, and he just has like his first few fingertips like resting on his cheek. And Gemboy just kind of missed that, and it's fine, though, because I feel like it makes the composition between the two of us more readable. Like, when in his artwork. You know, there's a little bit of space there. I kind of like it. And I also think, like, it's just a cool, like, you know those spot the differences pictures? It's just a cool little thing like that.
This is also the first appearance on a volume cover of Josuke's most widely accepted color scheme.
Yeah, black and white and purple and blue. Or pink and blue. And green. Joking, but yes, of course.
A lot of colors.
Yeah, yes he does. I really like the color scheme of this cover overall. It's really good.
It's just mostly white.
Yeah. It's the base. Anyways, oh man, the funniest thing ever, you know about people using the phrase based to mean like good, like a positive thing? Like, thank you, based God?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, based, thank you. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
my favorite quote from part 7 is when Valentine is talking about the different like worlds and how there's like a root world, and the root world is the only one with the corpse. And he comes back from an alternate timeline, and he gets back to the main timeline, and he says, "Here, the world where everything is based." It's really funny to me. I love it. And he says it inside of the little JoJo, like, quotation marks, and they make it red in the colored manga. The world where everything is based. Yeah. Anyway, back to the Volume 4 cover.
That should be our outro picture, probably.
Yeah, I'll try and find that. I'll find Valentine saying that for you. But yeah, I'm not saying like Jeremy fucked up. He missed the little detail. I think it's kind of cool, you know? It's like a little spot the differences type picture. I think the art he did for us on the channel came out really well. And like, I know your Nadeshiko Ghost Girl character is female, but I think the hand on the cheek thing makes it like slightly more homoerotic. What do you think? I think it kind of does. Like they're standing really close together.
Maybe.
And they have the postures. Anyway, but without it, it's sort of just like, it's almost like we were standing there, Mega Man Volnut and Nadeshiko, we were standing there, and a swift breeze blew by and blew your hair to the right, and somebody from behind my shoulder was like, "Hey!" And we both just turned around and looked at them. So it's almost like we were in the middle of having a conversation, and then we just both turned around. And I kind of like that. It's like, because the podcast is the two of us having a conversation, but with an extra person listening in, the viewer. It's thematic. It's relevant.
It's thematic.
It's layered. It's deep. It's a podcast for the thinking man. All right.
It's the Volume 5. It's the Volume 5 cover.
It's the Volume 5 cover. Or that was the Volume 4 cover, but now we're on 5.
First appearance on a volume cover of Nut King Call.
And Daya.
Though Joshu is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's what I always thought was weird about Jojolion in the beginning parts. It seems like Araki doesn't really care like whose stand he draws with who. He's just like, I feel like drawing Nut King Call today, and so he does. I think Nut King Call is probably more fun to draw than Joshu.
And that's not a problem. He can draw whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, can we talk about how good Soft and Wet looks here? Like, he's rendered so beautifully. Like, you can even see, like, the detail of, like, the anchor isn't just a design on his chest. It's an impression inwards, you know? And, like, all the shading, his mechanical robot body. Slats on a window. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah, that's really cool. They go, like, it's not just, like, a little straight line. Yeah. I like his robot torso and pelvis. Soft and Wet is really cool. One of my favorite stands. Daya looks cute here.
Cute in this one as well.
Daya or Yasuo? Oh no, Yasuo.
She doesn't have her leg warmers.
Oh
she
yeah.
Doesn't have her leg warmers.
Rest in peace. She's already missing them. Already no legs, no leg warmers. And if we go to the next cover, now this is actually an underrated color scheme for Josuke. I kind of really like this. On the Volume 6.
Oh, with the red? Yeah. That looks slick.
It looks clean, honestly. It's like a deep crimson. Like, it's not too bright and garish of a red. It's like a maroon, almost. It's pretty good. And with the yellow tassel.
They did most of the Higashikata family dirty with this one. Their first volume cover appearance.
Yeah, Hato?
And look at them down there in the corner.
No, Norisuke, please. Norisuke, no. I almost wish Norisuke had been covered up by Josuke's hand so we wouldn't have to witness this.
Joshu is unchanged, of course.
Yeah, the same as usual, pretty much. I like the blue roses on Yasuo, but still no leg warmers.
And again, no leg warmers.
Yup, we're missing them. Her feet are gonna get cold, dude. What are we gonna do?
Forward.
I don't know.
Looks like that's a permanent thing going forward, maybe.
All right. Well, on the next one, we have we have a lot of characters.
You see, he's in a bubble as well. Did you see he was in the bubble as well?
Yes, which is a thing he does for the first time this volume, I think. No, he did it the first time last volume. Never mind.
6? Really? That's a little late for volume 6. Yeah, it wasn't his.
No. It was in Volume 5.
His first fight was,
Huh? Oh.
No, his first fight was Ojiro.
No. Yes. I was saying putting someone entirely in a bubble and like making them float away, like a human-sized bubble. First time that happens is Volume 7, so it's actually one later than Volume 6, where the idea shows up on the cover.
That was the Yotsuyu fight.
Yeah, when he says, "I'm not going to use my stand to defend anymore. I'm going to use it for attacking," and he punches Yotsuyu when he's in rock form, and it goes, and a bubble forms around him and just floats him over the ocean. It's so cool. I love that shit.
What do you think of Norisuke's hair in this one?
Probably the worst it's ever looked.
That is a garish color for his hair.
Yeah, pretty bad. Especially when his hair is already such a weird, like, thing of balls.
Almost all the colors here are just all wrong.
All of the...
Yasuho's hair is blue.
I mean...
Hato is head to toe in green.
Yasuo having blue roses and green shoes? Awesome. Great color scheme. Keep her hair pink, please. I can't... This is weird.
Yeah.
It's too different.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Paper Moon King is pink for some reason.
Yeah, Paper Moon King is... I mean, she must have been using, like, colored origami paper. I don't know.
I guess.
Alright. Next one?
Wanted to move on to Volume 7.
Yeah. So, what have we got on this one? We've got a very nice shot of King Nothing, who barely ever gets drawn, especially not like full body like this. And actually, like, let's appreciate King Nothing's design for a minute. Really cool looking stand.
King Nothing has a good color scheme.
Yeah. Yes. Like the little green, and then the eyes. And then the like the fur,
pink pieces.
Yeah, and like the yellow, brown, like tan fur thing on the shoulders looks great. I love it.
Yeah, that's kind of like Norisuke's sweater.
Yeah, it's super great. Hey, what's with the balls in Norisuke's hair? Are we decided on those? Is that natural or are they accessories? I mean, we see him as a little kid and he has them.
They could be hair ornaments. They could be anything. Really.
Could be anything.
We see a lot of people who have like sort of ornaments. Like you see Daya here has her little balls that hang down, and I think those are like fluff things.
Yeah. That
come off her hood. Yasuho has, of course, her little grapes in her hair.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the little diagram that you know the diagram? I don't know what volume or chapter, and I'm not even gonna waste your time trying to find it. But it's of Josuke running in profile, and it does a little like. It does a little line pointing to his pocket, and then it does a little bubble, and it says cell phone. And then it does a line pointing to his crotch, and then it says 4 balls, and it has like 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. And then one to his heart, and it has a picture of Yasuo. And then they do one for Yasuo where she's running.
This sounds like a YouTube clickbait thumbnail.
No, well, I mean, they're doing the same thing.
Balls.
Yeah, they're doing whatever the hell. Anyway, so the point is they cut to Yasuo's thing where they do like her like breakdown. They examine her inventory, and it shows that she has Josuke in her heart too. And then they show her little hair things. Araki draws like a little diagram of like how they come apart and how you put them on. It's really interesting. Like he thought of it as if it would be a real hair accessory. Yeah. You gotta see this. Absolutely. I'm pulling it up for you now. I'm not pulling up the Josuke one, but I'm pulling up the Yasuo one.
And while I'm looking at that Volume 7's cover and look at Soft and Wet, they did that thing you like again.
With
the anchor and the face, you see it looks like window slats again.
Yeah. Yes. It's less because we're farther away from Soft and Wet, and he's less detailed because there's more characters. It's less like there's less darkness in between them. You can see not as far into him, but the realization that those lines are window slats and that they're like you know what they're almost like? They're window slats in the way that they're slanted, but they're almost like your car AC vent, you know? Like ventilation. Like I imagine cool air blowing out of them. And you can angle it up or down.
Is Dio wearing a different hood in this one than she was in volume 5 cover?
Good question. I don't think so. I think it's the same little bear hood with the 2 balls on the end, but it looks like a cat hood. The ears look pointy.
The ears look different. Yeah, I was gonna say the ears look pointier.
Yeah, they look markedly pointy. But hey, I found exactly what I was talking about for you. So here's the Josuke one.
Volume 7's cover also has my favorite color scheme for Tsurugi. His dad's got green hair, so of course he has green hair.
Yeah, I feel you on that. This is a pretty standard, nice Tsurugi color scheme. But like, here's the Josuke one and then the Yasuo one, and I'm gonna put them up for people to see.
I see it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a little fucking. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I was interrupting you. Sorry.
That's a little detail that most people wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
But, went to the trouble to draw it out.
It's really great. I love this. It's so sweet. You know, they look at you know, it does like a little, the one pointing to his calf. It says 100-meter dash, 11.3 seconds. The 4 balls, Yasuo in his heart, the birthmark, the stand in his brain. I love it. These are really cute. I wish we got more of these from more characters, actually. Oh, dude, Yasuo's points out the bite on her ankle.
That'd be neat.
I hope the bite becomes important. Have we talked about the bite yet on this cast?
That's something we haven't... I don't know if we even have talked about the bite marks.
I don't think we have ever mentioned the bite.
It hasn't been relevant in so long.
Was that the bite of 87? Yeah. Yes, it was. And that it happened so fucking long ago. But Tish. Alright. Hey, so outside of the reality of the podcast, I have to leave for work in like 45 minutes. So,
oh, do you?
We should maybe start booking it a little faster through these.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Volume 8 cover, we're looking at wet framing, all these other characters.
This is actually like an Elvis pose. Josuke. This soft and wet with his arms out like that. Elvis used to do it where he was holding up a flag behind him, but he was still doing this big arm pose thing. Somebody told this to me because I watched a YouTube video about it.
Dia's looking pretty good here.
Yeah, this is a good appearance for Dia, I gotta say.
Paisley Park looking a little like Abakio, actually.
Yeah, Paisley Park looking a little like unnerving. I don't think Paisley Park should have a mouth. That's what the problem is.
That's the problem.
Paisley Park does not and should not have a mouth. I think we can all agree upon that.
Yasuho is a brunette, apparently.
Yeah, but she looks really good. I kind of love how they drew her. How he drew her.
Yeah. Joshu's back.
Regaining a little bit of dignity. This is his first appearance on a volume cover. Or no, it's not. On volume 6,
second appearance.
He appeared pretty garbage. Here, they gave him like the exact same color scheme, but he at least is like facing the camera and not making a stupid expression. Norisuke looks way older.
We got a lot of soap bubbles with the Joestar birthmark on them.
Mm-hmm. And hey, Josuke's still sporting his awesome color palette from volume 6. The crimson one. Alright, so let's go to the next volume. We're just appreciating all the artwork. Oh, this one's great! Are you seeing what I'm seeing? The sketchy one?
Yeah, it looks like we got a lot of black and white sketch in the background, and Josuke fully rendered, fully colored in the foreground.
Yeah, and
even the title and everything is in black and white.
Yeah.
This volume cover just really draws you into Josuke.
Mm-hmm. You can see.
And if you look, he actually has depth to him. Like his right foot is behind the Jojolion logo, but his left foot is in front.
Huh. I don't have that on my end. What version of the album of the volume cover are you looking at? Because mine looks like this.
I'm looking at volume 9.
No, but I mean, like, because I have all the Scanlation ones downloaded. Give me one sec here. I'm
looking at
I'll send you this.
I'm looking at
Does yours look like
I'm
that?
just looking at it on Mangadex. Oh, okay. So mine looks like this. Hold on.
Yeah, sure. Here, I'll show yours to the audience for comparison's sake.
This makes me worried. Have we been looking at the wrong ones?
No.
At different ones?
I think we've been looking at the same basic image, because I think how they make this is that they... Yeah, this... I don't have the ones with the cool... Alright, so mine is in much higher resolution, and it doesn't say Jump Comics, and it doesn't say Volume 9, it doesn't say anything. They made mine out of an image that was totally textless. It was just the raw, and then they put a big thing on it that said Jojolion based on... You know at the top left of your logo? At the bottom? At the top left, there's like an English Jojolion. So they made it look like that. They based it on that.
We gotta be on the lookout for any more of those, because...
yeah, but
that
I
could
think,
be-
you know, it's sort of like... It's roughly covering the same part. And I wasn't missing much, other than that tipped me off because you said 1 foot was in front of it. And that wasn't true for me. But, you know...
Yeah, but like, with this, you also get to see like the titles and everything are all rendered in the same style as the background elements.
True. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not gonna go fucking download all that shit now. I have the covers right here. We're still looking basically at the same image. I mean, it's not like mine contains shit that yours doesn't have. I mean, it's just the Japanese text, which I
Alright, we
can't
got-
read anyway.
Volume 9 is pretty simple.
Pretty
We
dope. I like the, in the background,
Yeah, we
you can
got-
see the go, 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 go,
see
the
it.
menacing text on like a long ribbon.
You can see Joubin here.
Yeah. Looking
His
like
first
a...
appearance.
Looking like a character straight out the goddamn Oingo Boingo manga.
Yeah, you can see King Nothing.
Right in
and
between
a few of his pieces.
Josuke's legs. Oh no!
Yeah, King Nothing between his legs, but you can also see a few of his pieces in the upper right corner.
Right. There's a beetle here. I like where it says Josuke with an H for some reason. Versus Yasuo. Or not versus, but Hearts Yasuo.
Yeah,
Hey, we've got
that's-
Daya on her bike
that's
in the lower
one,
right
sure.
hand. She's really
The
not
lower
detailed
right
at
hand,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, and then right
see.
above that is the
I see.
Locacacast.
Yeah.
We've
That's-
got
pretty
Iwasuke,
cool.
the rock dog. There's Hato wearing her big
There's-
hat. Yeah,
there's
this is a
a
good
lot
cover.
in
I
this
like this.
image.
There's the beetle, Joubin's beetle.
Yeah, I think there's too much in this for us to go through all.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
could be
you know
here all
what?
day.
Last thing, I found the Lamborghini. It's right below the King Nothing face, in between Josuke's legs. You can tell it's the Lamborghini because the door is going up like that.
Yeah, I see it.
The Lambo.
All right.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Volume.
Volume 10. Now this one's great. This is just sweet. This is just like good Araki art. Just the main two
This
love
is
interests.
pure and simple.
Yeah, simple and clean as they call it. I like
Got a few
Yasuo's
soap
top.
bubbles, but nothing too complex here.
Yeah, I like her shirt. Anyway, good color scheme for Josuke. I would prefer him a little less gray and his shoes not weirdly like green, but it's fine. Everything's good here. Good cover. Next one.
Volume 11.
Yes.
Volume 11 gets a little on the trippier side.
Now, this
We
begins
got
a
very
series...
interesting color scheme for. We got a very interesting color scheme here for Soft and Wet.
Yeah, yes we do. I call it the Technicolor.
Psychedelic.
The Technicolor Dreamcoat. He's wearing it right now, but in the next one,
And
Damo is going to wear
look
it.
at the title. And look at the title. Even the title has got like alternating like colors.
All right, man, send me yours. Mine's just the same fucking Jojolion thing again. I'll
All
put
right,
it up
it's
for the
sending.
people. Yeah, mine, the text is just that normal white Jojolion text, same as last time.
Yeah, a few of these it actually like. Volume 10, for example, has like the pink outline, and just every other character it has a black fill, but the rest of them are just transparent. It's really
strange.
It's really neat. It's not anything that needs to be looked at immediately.
Well, I saw the at least the cool bits of color on the text in your version. I showed that on screen, so pretty good. I like this one. Is this the chapters where he's doing the? No, this is Love Love Deluxe. This is great. This is versus the Aphex Twins. Yeah, this is a great fucking fight. Great part of the part. Love it. Let's move forward and see what the next one is like.
Well, this one is the first one, I believe, not to feature Josuke at all.
Yeah. I love the little...
And it's also the first appearance of 3 characters. You got Kira, you've got Josefumi, and you've got Carrera. As well as their stands, if you look above them.
Her stand never gets drawn, dude. Never. For real. Like, fucking, the fact that Love Love Deluxe is standing here next to Killer Queen and Soft and Wet, that's just so fucking cool. I would love that if we got some sort of flashback explanation of why they knew each other, if they ever did anything else. I want more material with these 3. Some of my favorite characters. I at least want Josuke to meet Carrera again.
I'm not particular this color scheme, though.
You know what? I think it works for this page, though. Like, I usually don't like the deep reds and greens.
Well, that's because it's consistent with the other stuff on this page. You know, you got the red and you got the deep teal.
Yeah,
right?
the deep teal and then the orange bar to the left. That's sort of bringing it out. But it's good. I like it. And also, Carrera's hair is sort of like black and green in the comic, in the manga, too. So, I mean, it's more green here, but, you know, what can you do? All right, moving on up. This is a great cover. I love these 3, and I miss them all dearly.
Volume 13.
Volume 13.
Volume
now, this
13,
one...
This one's a popular one.
This is kind of like an all-time great. I mean, I don't necessarily...
This one is, like, when you think of Jojolion volume covers, this one is iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Damo Tamahaki.
Damo Tamahaki. I like how if you go to the next page in the manga, you immediately get 1 page of, you know, what this cover would look like if he wasn't doing that extra cool thing with the outfit to try and sell more volumes. And it looks like this. This is what I was saying when, like, you tab over 1 page and Araki has drawn the illustration again, but different.
Again, this volume cover is doing depth, so... Like, I'll send you that.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
You can see Damo Tamaki stands in front of the Jojolion logo.
That is pretty sick. I like that. Yeah, great cover overall. This is a very popular one. For good reason.
They look like they're about to drop the hottest mixtape of 2020.
Of 2011, you mean?
2011.
The hottest mixtape of their present time period, you know. All right, so...
Well, you know how it is with Flashback Man and possibly being from the future.
Listen, dude, we've got to discuss how the fuck would Josuke even know about Flashback Man if he's from the future? How did those memories get back in time?
Nope. We don't. More volume covers.
How is Josuke able to view a memory that has Josuke in it? That's not Kira. That's Josuke.
So I'm looking at volume 14.
It's not possible!
Using
Sorry.
You okay?
Yes, I was just playing it up. I had to finish for dramatic effect. I pounded my desk one time.
So I'm looking at volume 14's cover.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at volume 14's cover. And he's using Soft and Wet as a pillow.
Yeah, it almost looks like there's a Soft and Wet, like, playmat on the ground, and he's lying on top of it. You know, like, did you ever have a thing like this? Like, as a kid, like a piece of carpet or like a big piece of, like, shiny paper you could roll out
I
that had roads and buildings, and you would just roll cars around along it, and you would pretend that it was like a city. Yeah. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, I see it.
Josuke has a Soft and Wet branded playmat. He's just playtime and nap time.
Well, it's not. I'm not sure if well, soft and wet appears more like to have more depth, though.
Yeah, true. Anyways, good album cover. Cover. Fuck.
What do you think of purple and white for Josuke?
Well, I think hit the swap button, hit me back with white and purple, and maybe we've got a deal. But purple and white, I can't see it. I mean, it kind of looks good here because it contrasts all the other bright colors. I kind of love, with this color scheme, the yellow eyes and lips. At this point, Araki's getting really good at, like, rendering realistic human faces and lips. Like, this is leagues and bounds above previous parts. Do you know what sets parts 7 and 8 apart from all the other JoJo parts? He stopped doing the little nose shading. You know what I mean? Look at Josuke's nose here. It's completely clean and smooth. He has none of those vertical lines to give the impression of, like, nose. You know? He does that in fucking part 5, part 6, early part 7. And then there's a point in part 7, it's the True Man's World fight. I literally pinpointed it down to the arc. In the True Man's World fight, at the beginning, he's still drawing Johnny and Gyro with these old part 6 noses with the lines on them. And then once, like, the shit really gets in motion and he starts, like, drawing in a way that's, like, more realistic, he finds that, like, that style, those noses are kind of incompatible, so he starts rendering, like, more realistic noses and faces on the people. And that's when I feel like part 7's art style really, like, kicks into gear fully. I love it. But yeah, it's, like, literally right before they fight Ringo, the nose thing stops and changes. It's like, those are some of the best, like, 2-page spreads, like, the most detailed. That's amazing. Anyway, back to the volume covers.
Volume 15.
Volume 15.
Volume 15.
Josuke is wearing fucking Joubin's outfit, some shit.
First appearance of Dolomite.
And last. And Speed King.
And last, thank God. And, yeah, Speed King. First true appearance of Joubin.
I think Soft and Wet looks awesome here. Joubin looks like shit.
Even though he's gold.
Yeah, you know what? I like the bright yellow gold Soft and Wet with green and blue, and next to a gold and pink Yasuo. I think it looks good, but I would never want it to be the main stand color. Maybe for, like, a color change, for, like, a scene. Could be good.
Look at Josuke's outfit here. He's got, like, little tricolor dots.
I don't know what that's even supposed to be about. This is probably, like, my least favorite Josuke outfit so far. It's like polka dot, but boring. Very regimented polka dots.
I just think it's interesting. He's not playing with the color so much as, like, maybe add a design. You know?
Yeah, with the pattern. True. But, yeah, Yasuo looks really good here. I like her gold top with the gold Soft and Wet. It looks like it should be her stand or some shit.
You can see Paisley Park in the background with what
with
appears to be
map.
a bit of its map extending off of it.
Indeed. Alright, so let's go to the next one.
And hold on. We also got this window behind Yasuo.
Mm-hmm.
Was this the this wasn't
the architect's room? But no, I thought about the same thing. Wait, what did you say?
The summer vacation arc, the Beetle tendency. I thought this might be the one where she was sneaking in.
No, this is way later. This is post. This is post Tamaki Damo, dude. This is Dolomite's Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so did you want to discuss anything else on this page?
Not on volume 15. No.
Actually, I have one more thing to say. I like the you see where Soft and Wet's shoulder blade is and how the gold lines are extending out behind that? I like that, and then the pink lines coming from behind Joubin. Good framing. Anyway. Gives me like an 80s video store vibe.
Yeah, it's like more Technicolor.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly. Alright, the next one, we have, honestly, a really cute picture of Yasuo on Josuke's shirt. And the string behind her says J-O, and it's soft and wet. This is one of my favorite colors, even though I think green and purple is absolutely atrocious.
Oh, I didn't even catch the shape the shape of the string.
J-O, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't notice that at first either. I was too busy. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Yasuo has blue and pink roses on her now. That's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
could do without the blue hair, but you know.
Could do without the blue hair, yeah.
Green and purple Josuke.
No.
I can't say I dig it.
Hard
I can't
no.
say I dig it.
But I do, Jay. The cute Yasuo on his t-shirt, and honestly, the orange and green soft and wet in the background, like the really minimalistic one, looks pretty good. I like that. Alright.
Yeah, this is pretty simple to say.
Solid color. And I like the pattern on the bottom of Yasuo's shoes. I like that he put thought into that. Like, what kind of treads would her tennis shoes have?
Oh, it's like the map of Morio.
Yeah, you know what? That would be so cool if she, like, doesn't have her phone and she needs soft and wet to create something into a map. You can take off her shoe and use the other side. Like Joseph using the dust to mark the way to the oil drum. Yeah. Oh, shit. I don't have any more volume covers after this. I only have up to volume 16.
Let me just grab this.
Oh, no, wait. I have them in black and white, but that's not as good.
Color, I'll just send you. Okay, so volume 17, I am sending to you right now.
No, I've got it. It's Escape from Honoraro Mountain, and it's the one with, yeah, it's the one in red. Okay, so I've got this, and I've got the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. It's only up to 21, right? Or no, there's one more that has come out, volume 22. Or was that 23?
There's volume 22 and volume 23.
Okay, so I have up to 21. Thank you for sending me your thing, but I've got, I figured it out.
I will send you those when we get to them.
Yeah, sounds good.
But let's look at volume 17 right now. So
All right.
we've got kind of like
First
we've
off,
got another one with like a simplified, like, sort of monochrome look to it, but we've got one character with different colors. And I don't know what that's about. I don't remember Dolomite being significant in this volume.
dude, let me tell you something. I just want to start off by saying Josuke is standing like a gangsta, and this is like the coolest he has ever looked. Like, literally, Araki drew him perfect right here. This, to me, distills the essence of Josuke's personality and what's cool about Josuke. You know, he fucking has sort of like an effortless swagger about him, despite being an idiot. Like, he has total confidence. Like, in Shakedown Road...
Low-key...
Go ahead.
Low-key first appearance of Mamazuku in the volume cover.
Yeah, yes indeed. Mamazuku looks good here too. Yasuo is beautiful. I love the way Josuke and Yasuo look. I don't much care for Dolomite, but fucking, it's almost like on the previous volume cover, or I don't know, like on volume covers usually, he's trying to draw like in this hyper detailed style that's even more than his normal like page drawings. This just looks like a really good page with like a great like monochrome color scheme applied to it. This looks like a page that was promoted and upgraded. A Warhol? Yeah.
It's almost like a Warhol.
Yeah.
You know, like he drew this in black and white, and then rather than color the whole thing in, he just decided, you know what, pink, green, and then I'll color one character.
Yeah.
The simplest character on there.
I feel you.
You know? I dig it.
But I love how Josuke looks here. I feel like, you know how Rocky's always playing with, like, head shape and, like, chin and shading and stuff and fucking giving an exact, like, you know, people used to have the Jojolion same face all the time. Araki figured it out, like, right here. He fucking nailed it.
You got the ship in the background with the Morio crest on it.
Yeah. Also, I think that ship is literally just a picture of a ship. Like, look at it. The Morio crest is definitely, like, photoshopped on.
Yeah, it looks like if you see this line at around Josuke's knee that goes down to Yasuo's foot,
Yeah.
That looks like the join between the floor and like that surface there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Or it's possible that's just a seam in like the like that's a transition from like the sidewalk to like the.
No, I think that's supposed to be water,
boardwalk.
and not like. I think that's supposed to be water, and the dock ends right behind our characters.
Okay, so that's real.
Yeah. Anyways, let's keep it moving. I love this cover so much. Cover 18. Araki immediately, he learned how to make his characters look great all the time and not ugly, and immediately he forgot. This Josuke looks kind of terrible. Like, just his face, like, I feel like his nose is missing. You know? Like, you could have drawn a little bit more nose.
The hair detail is insane, though.
The hair detail is so good. It reminds me of Jotaro's hair, you know? When he would just do, like, you know, that sort of, like, matted down, but, like, still curly and cool looking. Like, it has an appealing texture to it.
Also, stars on shoulders.
Stars on shoulders.
Gotta do it.
Gotta do it. Gotta make it a thing. But, yeah, I don't quite like his face in this one so much. But also his eyebrows, the way his eyebrows, like, go out and curve, reminds me of the original Josuke. You know, he always had those big, like, sultry eyebrows. In the manga, especially.
Yeah. There's not much to say about this one.
Not really.
Moving on.
19. We have a ton of characters. We've got
19.
Paisley Park and
I can
Yasuo.
barely see... Okay, hold on. I just gotta send you this one because the font is like...
Oh, no, I have this one.
The font color choice is so bad.
I have this one in Japanese.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's the fucking, like, it's light pink and light blue.
Yeah, but, like, look at, like, they chose gray for this light blue background for the volume number and everything.
Oh, man, you have a worse version than me.
It looks...
Take mine.
It looks awful.
I'll give you mine, bro. Here, check it.
Let's see what you got.
Let's compare notes. Where's my fucking Honeyview folder?
Okay, while you're looking for that...
I've already found it, though. Here it is. Bada bing, bada boom.
I note that Soft and Wet also still has the slats.
Ah, indeed. Oh, man, fuck.
Paisley Park in orange. That's an interesting choice.
Where did that just save to? I'm pretty sure I just saved that.
Is this the first appearance of Doggy Style on a volume cover?
Yes, it is. 1000%. Oh, here it is. There's that for you. Mine, it doesn't look so much like the primary color is gray. It's like gray is the outline.
That one, it feels like you have a different color balance, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. 100% I do. They're from different sources. Anyways, but the Doggy Style has a weird looking head. It's a weird, like, animal-like stand. It's like a cow or something. You know?
Or like a dog.
Or like a big ox. Or like a dog. Soft and Wet back there looks really good, by the way.
So,
the shoulder pads are way too big. They're bigger than they've ever been, but they look great.
So this is interesting. Yasuho has brown hair. Paisley Park has pink in this one.
Interesting and strange. I like how she has green and pink roses, though. That's cool.
The green and pink roses are nice. They look right with this color scheme.
Looks good to me. Yeah, Soft and Wet is my favorite part of this one.
I'm not so sure about orange and green Paisley Park, though.
Neither am I, but I kind of love Soft and Wet. He looks a little radioactive. Alright, let's go to number 20. Number 20! Josuke looks like he's in France, bro.
Yeah. Got
also
Soft and Wet on his shoulders.
He's got a JoJo belt buckle. Yeah, he's styling.
Soft and Wet on his shoulders, carrying what appears to be a flag.
Agree or disagree? This is actually
Josuke on it.
possibly too many colors. Like I don't know if all of this
Possibly.
meshes. Yeah. I don't know if it all perfectly comes together.
I'm seeing pink. I'm seeing multiple shades of blue. I'm seeing reds. I'm seeing gold. I'm seeing orange. It's too much. It's a mess.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm seeing purple for his pants, orange on his belt buckle, with the blue and the pink stripes on his shirt. It's just. Ugh.
I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Let's get off of this cover. It's hurting my eyes.
But soft and wet on his shoulders is.
Yeah, he looks good with like the red joints. That looks good. Also, I just want to point out he's doing the Elvis pose again, but we're not seeing him from the front, so it doesn't look like it. But this time he is holding up the flag behind him. So yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, number 21.
21.
Now this one's really sick. I kind of love this one. Soft and wet as the tree.
Soft and wet is the tree.
Yeah, with all the stuff carved into it, the anchor and everything. And then Josuke is doing another Elvis pose. This is like an Elvis dance move, like a famous photograph of him.
This
you know?
seems almost like a tradition at this point. Like putting somebody on the volume cover doing an Elvis pose.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Well, yeah, Araki is
also the return of Blue Josuke.
From Volume 2, man. What a comeback. Wow. Yeah, he made it all the way back. I like his weird fucking shoes. His weird like rhinestone shoes.
What is that under his foot? The Austen or
Yeah,
logo?
Osen, which is like Lawson.
Okay. And then you got the Higashikata family crest back there.
Yeah, the fruit sellers.
The Morio town crest.
Yeah. And then you've got these very weird little abstract versions of maybe a fruit or the Rokakaka. You know, just these circles with little
possibly
stitches on them. Yeah, very interesting cover. I like it a lot. I like the Elvis pose.
Yeah.
And I actually need, if you could send me 22 and 23.
It also seems to be doing like a Dutch angle. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the tree is like foreshortened near the bottom. Like it, you can tell the tree has depth. Like it's coming towards you. The ground curves towards you.
Volume 22, we got the flag signals.
Fuck yes.
This one's fun.
This one's tasty.
This one's fun.
I love this one. It's got motherfucking Speed King with legs, which on the first episode I took like 20 minutes searching for that shit. It was great. Speed King with legs, everybody. Round of applause.
Yasuho kind of didn't get the memo about the coordinated colors.
Yeah, no, she just showed up wearing whatever she was already wearing. I don't know what to say. Good job, Yasuo. And if you look on the edges of the page, there's like soft and wet, and there's awaken 3 leaves. There's more stands doing it. But yes, great fucking Josuke. Yeah. While I'm not really into the gray and blue from a while ago, I think gray and black looks sick.
I actually did not say great Josuke, I said gray Josuke.
Oh, I thought you said great. I thought you were liking him a lot. I thought you were indicating you were a fan. Well, I like gray and black more than I like gray and blue or gray and some other color. Because it's then sort of like dark Josuke. He's still white in some light. I don't know.
He's got the red trim. He's got the red trim on his shoes going on.
Ooh, yeah. The shoes are looking the best they've ever looked, baby. Looking excellent. This is Let's Go to TG University Hospital. Yeah, this was a great volume. More Head Doctor shit. We saw fucking Ojiro kill that guy. Or, sorry, Joubin kill Ojiro. It was great. It was all about it. Yeah. It was the coolest shit ever. This was a good cover and a good volume.
Joubin has pretty much consistently been drawn with green hair. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that throughout his volume covers.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think, you know, certain things like Araki nails down in his brain. Like, obviously Blue Hawaii, the stand is going to be blue. Like, fucking go figure. But, it's very rare that he will dole out that information to us. Like, yes, I internally have decided that this character is this color. Usually he'll fucking try and switch it up on us all the time and keep us on our toes. But he's kind of sending us a clear message about Joubin's hair being green. I like it. I hope we get green hair, white outfit, gold trim Joubin. like in the manga. That's the best.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't think there is
anime,
any other color scheme that is anywhere near as good. Not even close.
In like 38 years.
Yeah. Wait, in all of JoJo? No, I'm talking about any other color scheme for Joubin. I mean, Joubin is one of the more styling characters in the whole series. I really like his outfit.
No. No. What I said is I hope we get green-haired white suit Joubin in the anime in 38 years.
I thought you were saying since the start of JoJo, and I was like, 38's a little much. I'm pretty sure it's like 30. 32 at this point.
Imagine having two different conversations at once. Anyway, volume 23. Volume 23.
Volume 23?
So this one we've actually kind of seen like similar. The first page of the latest chapter.
Oh yeah.
Is similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's referencing that photo that you found.
The René Magritte.
What was his name?
René Magritte is the name of the guy.
Magritte,
He's a Brazilian artist. He's a photographer and a painter.
But also you can see Josuke's new look.
Yeah, yes.
With the rock scars.
This also reminds me of at the beginning of chapter 96, it has a bunch of head doctors in the air with no Josuke, and at the beginning of chapter 95, we have a very close-up shot of Josuke with like all his facial features and the rocks in his eyes. So it's almost like a combination of chapter 95 and 96 chapter pages that make the number 23 volume cover page.
Yeah.
It's like his
hair looks great.
His hair looks so good. And honestly, like I don't like pink and brown, but
even
here
his eyebrows. Look at his eyebrows.
Yeah, they're perfect. They're like detailed like a human's. I don't much care for pink and brown, but here it works. Like it looks great with all the colors that we're using on the background and the other parts of the image. Like with the green, it looks great. His eyes.
I wouldn't want this as his true color scheme.
No.
I think we've already got it covered with Pink Giorno.
Yeah, you'd be stepping on Giorno's territory. Just like how we didn't want Giorno to be blue, because he'd be stepping on everyone else's toes.
But here it looks good. I will admit, I actually did kind of want him to be blue.
Me too.
But Pink Giorno is fine.
Literally, I was such a stubborn holdout. I was like, no, dude, are you kidding? He's going to be, like, pink the whole time with blue ladybugs?
The problem I had wasn't so much the fact that his outfit was pink, it was that his ladybugs were blue.
Yeah, because you like pink and green. And I do, too. That's a great color scheme for him. That's like the you know the one where he does that famous thing where he has his hand over his eye and he's holding his other hand out forward and there's a flower coming out of it and there's flower petals going everywhere? That famous Giorno volume cover? In that one, he's pink with green ladybugs.
Speaking of blue, how great does Josuke's eye look?
Fucking great. I would like it 1% more if it was half blue, half purple. But that's like an early story thing. That's like asking for Kyo Nijimura to be in the story. It's like, fucking eat your vegetables. Maybe if you're lucky. But his eye looks really good here.
There's not too much to say about the background here, but like...
No, we already covered it at the very beginning when I brought up
beautiful.
Magritte, dude. We already covered it.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, so in conclusion...
I can't wait to see the next one.
In conclusion, every cover art is the best cover art. But what's the best one? Chris, what's your favorite? I mean, aside from number 4, which we used for our podcast.
God, I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here.
A little bit.
You know what? I'm kind of partial to, let's see. Either probably Volume 5 or maybe Volume... Volume 15 actually looks pretty good.
Volume 15. Yeah, it does. I like the composition a lot. It's almost like one of those Star Wars posters where you have, like, guy holds up lightsaber in the middle, everyone else looks off into the middle distance, you know? Joubin's the one holding up the lightsaber. My favorite besides Volume 4, because that's like already an us thing, easy pick, 17. The cool, like, two-tone red and yellow one. That one's fucking awesome.
That one is probably top. That's top 10, definitely.
Top tier. I was hoping you wouldn't take 17. I wanted that to be my answer. All right. Well, I think that just about does it.
That'll just about do it for the podcast. I got a little treat for you guys.
Shit.
Coming up in the outro.
Oh, do we?
But stay tuned for that.
All right, stay tuned for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be seeing you. Chris, it was lovely to do the podcast with you. Looking forward to doing it again in May for Chapter 97.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you all then.